early. Sometimes when you're the underdog, you do have to do certain things like that. Took a chance there, tried to get it to his best playmaker. Didn't work out. Altavista takes over. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, right hash mark. Thornhill has Destin Brown right beside him in the backfield. He'll put Nelson Dews in motion. Looking for Dews initially. Now he's looking across the middle. Touchdown to number 6, Demetrius Johnson. He hit him going up that right seam there, Oscar. Wow. Thornhill looked left. The guy wasn't there, or maybe it was a design look off to pull the defense, and he just threw a strike to Demetrius Johnson. Touchdown, Colonel.
He had Nelson Dews open on the left-hand side as well. Nice strike. Nice throw by Thornhill. Nice tight pattern by Johnson.
Absolutely. Possible early candidate for the Highview highlight. We'll have to see, though. Altavista is certainly capable of making a lot of fireworks type of plays. Walker Allen on to try the extra point with 9:59 left to go in the Apple Market first quarter. Thornhill will hold. Statesman showing some pressure, coming after the kick. Ball gets back to the tee, and it is no good. Walker pulled it a little bit left, so it will be a 6-0 lead. Early scoring for Altavista. They score the first time they touch the football. Juan Thornhill to Demetrius Johnson. More of that when you come back. Colonels lead 6-0 over Randolph Henry on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
In the market for a new Chevrolet? Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
For a huge selection of new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles, it's Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
FellersDirect.com. Selection. Convenience. Fellers Chevrolet.
Fellers Chevrolet.
Always open and only a click away.
FellersDirect.com.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels open things up the way they want to. One play, one touchdown. It's a 20-yard touchdown pass. Thornhill to Demetrius Johnson. Boy, Oscar, that's a classic Colonel drive there. One play, one score.
One play, one score, 4 seconds. It doesn't get any more efficient than that. Well, and that's the second week in a row we've seen a team give out the rest of the short field at the first drive of the game, and you know, sometimes you got to gamble.
Yeah, that's what I said. I can't really fault Coach Cole from Randolph Henry for rolling the dice when you're the underdog. You do have to take some chances. Didn't work out for him there. Long kick by Walker Allen was going to get caught by number 11, Taekwon Beatty, on the 5, but referees have stopped play. I suppose the obvious thing here would be offsides on the Altavista Colonels kick coverage team. They are going to back up 5, so that's what it was. Going to make it a little bit tougher for Walker to put this in the end zone, but he's certainly capable. And Walker Allen still just a junior, Oscar. Been kicking forever. Tell you about one of the guys that was kicking before him here in a little bit as we go on to the game. Big shout out to a big fan across the pond.
Boy, that's right.
At KDCountry.com. I told you, if you're in Nottingham, England, or
Nottingham, Virginia.
Nottingham, Virginia. I thought it was not away. We digress. Walker Allen going to try to kick off once again. 9:59 to go here in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels lead 6-0. This is another good kick. It'll get fielded by Beatty again on about the same spot. 5-yard line. Doesn't have a lot of blocking. Going to try and spin move his way out of it. Can't do it. Hit hard by a couple Colonels. Jamal Thornhill there on the stop. And I believe Destin Brown was down there as well. Good coverage from the Altavista Colonels kicking team. And go figure, Oscar. Randolph Henry will start on the 20-yard line again. So worked out like a touchback, even though Altavista had to work for it a bit.
And I think you got to look for them to go to the air. That was their MO the first drive.
It's just a one running play, I think.
Well, it's actually the one running play. The one was a sack, so 5 or 6 passing attempts.
That's exactly right. Altavista set up on defense. Moon has his offense set up for the Statesman. He will pass again. Slant pattern going to the top. Kicked away and now picked by Destin Brown. Nobody between him and the end zone. Touchdown for number 7, Destin Brown. Touchdown for the Colonels. They lead 12-0. The pass was tipped by a lineman. Destin then sort of had to tip it back to himself on that right hash mark. Oscar, when he caught it, he had 3 blockers in front, but he didn't even need them. No Statesman around. Easy touchdown there after he pulled in the deflection, and the Colonels are now up 12-0 early in the game here. 9:45 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, that was a great play. Great awareness, the old tip drill. He concentrated, got the ball in his hands, watched it all the way into his hands, and really untouched going to the end zone.
Heavy play there by Destin Brown. We saw him pick up some big interceptions last year. The state championship game comes to mind.
None bigger than that one.
I would agree. This one was pretty nice, though. Snap back to Thornhill. Didn't get on the block. Wants to run a play now. Going to throw in the end zone looking for two. I think it's the old fire play. He didn't want to pass initially. Gets in the end zone on the run, though. Stuck it inside the left pylon. 2 points is good. Not a designed 2-point conversion there. I think this ball just wouldn't get on the block. Juan picked it up. Initially thought to pass. Then he saw the running lane was open. He took it, and the Colonels have taken a 14-0 advantage. Quick timeout here. Altavista leading Randolph Henry early on 105.5 KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch and Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
9:45 remaining in the Apple Market first quarter, Oscar. 3 convenient locations in Altavista, Gateway, Main Street, Riverside. There's always an Apple Market close by. Seems like Destin Brown's always close by. 20-yard interception return there for number 7. 6 more points for Altavista. Thornhill gets in the end zone on the ground for the 2-point conversion. And Altavista has stretched it out to a 14-0 lead already.
Walk around and team it up at the 40.
And, again, I think Allen wanted to kick the extra point there on the last one. Juan just didn't quite get the ball to the kicking block, so he took off and ran with it and ended up working out great. Kickoff is low and mishandled by number 11, Beatty. He's in trouble now. He's going to get hit on the 5. He's going to get stopped on the 5. They may even mark him back around the 4. Convoy of Altavista tacklers was there. Number 34, Traquan Farmer leading the way. Nelson Dews was down there. Peachy Malback was down there. Everybody was there.
Well, let me tell you, as he mishandled the ball, if you really paid close attention, every one of the special teams players, the kicking team, they stayed in their lanes as they went downfield. That was critical. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's great discipline, because a lot of times you see a guy mishandle it, you sort of forget about your assignment. You want to go right to him. They did stay in those lanes, like you said. First guy made contact, and the rest weren't far behind. Shotgun formation again for the Statesman. Logan Moon, the quarterback, standing in the end zone. He wants to hand it off this time. Not much running room there. Ball carrier will get dragged down to about the 1. I think he's going to have progress to about the 2 or the 3. Maybe even the 4-yard line when they spot it.
Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress. Loss of 1.
Hard to see who was on the tackle for the Colonels, although I know Dante Poindexter was in the area. Trayvon Elliott is in the game over there on that left side. That's where they tried to run. Elliott playing that left DN. It looks like Darius Johnson, the right DN. Handoff play goes again right up the middle. This time, Statesmen do gain some yards. They break it past the 5-yard line, all the way out to about the 6 or 7. That was Zach Patterson on the carry. And he's just swallowed up by the entire Altavista defense. Good run there.
Good hard nose. Looks like he might be able to break out and get a little bit into the secondary, but the Colonels did a good job of closing that hole up and limit that to a 3-yard gain.
They do spot this one about the 7. Makes it 3rd and 8 now. First down markers on the 15-yard line. Shotgun snap again. They'll hand it off again. They go to Patterson again. He's met by a bunch of guys. Dante Poindexter, Clydell Moon. Thornhill came in and really finished it off. Trayvon Elliott was there again. And that will be little to no gain on the running play right up the middle. Safe running call there. You don't want to risk the safety. But again, it's kind of hard to pick up the 8 yards that way, too, so it's a trade-off.
And it looks like they are in punt formation.
Yep.
Trey Shuford was back punting before the game. He hit some 45, 50-yard punts, and he hit some that were 20-yarders.
Inconsistency there from the Randolph Henry punter, and maybe that's why Coach J. Cole opted to go for it earlier. Peachy Malback back to return. He's standing on the Randolph Henry 35-yard line. Near hash mark towards us here in the press box. Snap goes out. It's a little bit of a floater, but he will get the kickoff in time, and it's not a bad one. It'll bounce at about the 37. Meachie's going to feel on the 1 hop. Doesn't have a whole lot of blocking, and he'll get run down from behind by number 52. That was Cody Lewis. Good sound tackle there from Cody Lewis. Malback just couldn't really do anything there. Didn't have anywhere to go. There were 7 statesmen between him and the end zone. They probably did wise just to be safe and wrap the football up.
They, too, did a good job of staying in their lanes, and the Colonels sent about 8 players after to block the punt. Couldn't get to it. Nice job of getting the ball out of the shadows of the goalpost.
Yeah, it was. That's about all you can ask for there if you're Coach Cole and the Randolph Henry Statesman. If you're Coach Sharness on the other side of the Colonels, he'd love to see another score. Altavista's only run one offensive play, and they already lead 14-0. Let's see what happens on the second offensive play. Thornhill going to put Dews in motion. They fake it to him. They hand it to Destin Brown. Brown's got some room on the left side. Thornhill holds up a finger. He thinks Destin's gone. Stiff arm by Brown. He dodges one guy with it. Now he's finally thrown down about the 16-yard line. Destin Brown with some room on the outside there. And, boy, using the stiff arm to his advantage there, Oscar.
Yes. So, looks like there's going to be a face mask tacked on to the end of that. They're actually marking that, looks around like the 21-yard line. So a gain of 22, and you got to add half the distance to the goal on it from that point. 22-yard pickup for Destin.
I think you're absolutely right. Referee in the middll there is going to take the ball and march it on down close to the end zone. Face mask is the call. Oscar Briggs, right as usual. I won't say as always. 7:26 remaining in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels up 14-0.
They're going to call that a 5-yard face mask.
And again, relive this game in more on demand at KD Country's YouTube page, brought to you by Fellers Chevrolet. 1st and 10 coming up for the Altavista Colonels. They'll put 3 receivers on the short side of the field. Snapping it from the left hash mark at about the 16-yard line. Thornhill going to take off and run up the middle. Sidesteps one guy. He's got some eyes for the end zone. He'll get in. He didn't even have to go full throttle. He shut it down on about the 3-yard line, untouched. Great blocking in the middle by the Altavista line. Thornhill is in for the touchdown from 17 yards. Anything walk around will come out to try another extra point. Boy, Oscar, Thornhill dodged one guy. There was great blocking downfield from not only the line but the receivers as well. And Thornhill went in untouched for 17 yards.
He showed nice patience. Great job of the offensive line, staying engaged with the blocks downfield, giving one that time to matriculate the ball through to the end zone.
Man, he just like I said, sidestepped one guy with a little stutter step. Went into 5th gear for a little while, and then he shut it down early. Didn't have to pull the throttle out too far. Extra point is good for Walker Allen, and the Colonels stretch the lead out. 21-0. 7:19 remaining, in the first quarter. Altavista leading Randolph Henry. Quick time out on 105.5 KD Country.
Here's more specials from your area Apple Market convenience stores. 32-ounce fountain drink, only 89 cents. Large coffee and fresh baked donut or Mrs. Freshly snack cake, just $1.99. Dr. Pepper, 99 cents for the 2-liter size. And 8-piece chicken, now $7.99. Every day from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Apple Market locations, Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street in Altavista. You know what they say, stop by the Apple today.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Juan Thornhill has thrown a touchdown. He's now run a touchdown. Colonels have scored on defense as well. They lead 21-0. Everything going Altavista's way here early, Mr. Briggs.
It really is, and that drive was 2 plays, 43 yards, 19 seconds. Colonels lead 21-0.
Yeah, Destin Brown set it up with a run on the left side there, a 22-yard pickup, I think we called it. They threw on a face mask after it as well. Thornhill took care of the rest. Extra point good from Walker Allen. So he's now 1 for 2 on the evening there. And he'll be on to kick off again. Let's see if Randolph Henry can bounce back. Still plenty of time left in the ball game. And if you got a score here, that makes it a 2-score game. Long kickoff fielded again by Beatty on about the 5-yard line. This time he's going to try the middle. Shut down by the Altavista return team again. Demetrius Johnson's there. Clydell Moon is there. Thornhill was on the stop as well. So none of those guys need a breather just yet, Oscar.
No, it's early. It is hot. Probably not quite as humid as what we've saw with the Prince Edward game, but it is warm and it is humid.
Yeah, I think up there at Farmville, the humidity was about 9,000%, and the dew point was X over pi squared or something like that. I flunked math a couple of times. No,
there's nothing wrong with you.
But I do know there's 7:14 remaining here in the Apple Market first quarter. Randolph Henry will take over. A little bit better field position this time. They'll start on their own 24-yard line, just inside the near side hash mark here from us. Scoring updates from some other games, hopefully, as this one goes on. We've got people out there. Passing play again. They pump fake left, now throw right. They were looking for Reed on sort of a screen play. Moon was in there in coverage, and the pass didn't even get within arm's length of Reed. It was good design, but just not good execution for Randolph.
It was a little bit behind him, and it's really a good thing because Donovan Montague was in that passing lane. If it would have been in the lane where Reed had an opportunity, it was right at Donovan Montague.
21-0, Colonel's lead over the Randolph Henry Statesman. Number 55, Wayne Short, in the ball game now. Looks like he's got that right side defensive end. They want to throw over to that right side. Malbeck got the interception, just steps in front of the receiver. He's got some blockers on his way to the end zone. Doesn't need them. Touchdown, Michi Malbeck. The interception return from about 30 yards out. One guy had a chance to tackle him, but after that, he didn't even need those blockers, Oscar. Number 1, Malbeck gets in the end zone for 6. Walker Allen going to trot out and try another one. Colonel's 27-0. We've still got 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
And that's the second pick 6. And, boy, Michi was very physical with that play. But the ball was in the air. Both players have a right to the ball. Nice job of playing the ball by Michi. And that's upper body strength that he gained.
Well, and they've absolutely, I think he showed it right there. And I'll make another point after the kick, maybe even after the kickoff. This kick is no good again. Walker pulled it left again, so the score will remain 27-0. Just over 7 minutes left to play here in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels, big lead over the Statesman on 105.5 KD Country.
Good food, low prices, and great service keep customers coming back for more day after day at El Cazador Mexican Restaurant in Altavista. El Cazador is now open all afternoon, so you can come by anytime, any day, 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place to unwind and relax with friends. Open 7 days a week, Main Street, Altavista. El Cazador thanks you for your business.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Award-winning high school sports coverage on 105.5 KD Country. Colonels looking pretty award-winning right now themselves, Oscar.
Officially, that's a 30-yard interception return. As Michi was standing on 30 when he intercepted that. Nice job converting from defense to offense with Destin and Donovan and Nelson getting out and blocking and ensuring that Michi gets in the end zone.
Yeah, they didn't. They ended up not really blocking anybody, but they were there. They provided enough interference that the Statesman quarterback, Logan Moon, knew he wasn't going to get through those guys and get the ball back. So essentially, they did throw a good block. And Logan Moon looked over there to that left side and Dejar Davis a bunch. Maybe they were trying to pick on Michi Malbeck some. And that time, Michi was just having none of it. Stepped right in front of the pass and took it right to the house for 6. Nice play there, Allen. Fourth kickoff of the night, I believe. Maybe the 5th one, actually. This ball is caught on about the 1-yard line by Beatty. He's going to take it. Left side, he is upended by Nelson Dews. What a tackle. Dews hit him right in the thigh pad, flipped him over top. Great solo tackle by the junior, Nelson Dews.
Yeah, and I talked to Barry Wilson, knowing that Nelson was going to be the starter this year. I talked to Barry Wilson, who coached Nelson with the Lynn Station Wizards, and he said that back in that 12, 13-year-old group, when he had Nelson, that nobody out of this high school group liked to hit besides as much as Nelson does.
He shows it, too. Physical play right there by Nelson Dews. And Barry Wilson, I believe he was one of our Lady Colonel High School basketball experts there for a while, too, I think. Handoff play this time will go to Joseph Reed. They put him in the backfield. He'll get wrangled down. It looked like Wayne Short in on the stop along with possibly Clydell Moon there helping him out. Good combination tackle by those two guys. Maybe now a good time as any, Oscar, to mention that Colonel's without the services of Stephen Farmer tonight. He's a little banged up, a little injured. Coach Sharness told me before the game that, he could probably tough it out if they needed him to, but there's a bye week next week, so they feel like 2 full weeks of rest, and he should be back to 100% before you know it. Lake Player getting on there for Randolph Henry. I think they got too many on. They did have 12 on per second, but they never huddle up, so maybe they can avoid the penalty because of that. Looks like they're going to do handoff play again, goes to Reed. He is thrown down at about the 15-yard line. Little to no gain there. Maybe gets 1 yard out of it. Referees, I think, discussing that previous situation there. You can't break the huddle with more than 11 guys, but if you don't huddle, are you then okay? I don't know.
Interesting strategy. They were throwing the ball early exclusively, Now they're going to the run, and it's probably the way that the Colonels are up. It's probably a good thing. They're at least burning some clock now.
Right.
And then, I don't mean to be nasty about it, but
No. I know what you mean. I mean, there's a certain point you got to think about. Hey, what can we do to get out of here and keep the game respectable? Maybe this is the way. Run the football. They hand it to Reed again. This time he's going to go right side. They'll string the play out. Darius Johnson looking to run him down. He does with some help from brother Demetrius. Multiple flags came out. One flag came out kind of early. I think that one might be a hold. Another flag came out late. That one might be maybe a face mask or possibly even a block in the back. The second flag came out where the tackle was being made. Give Reed good credit there. I mean, he's trying to find a seam there. There's just nothing there. Darius Johnson was with him stride for stride, and he had nowhere to go. Reed will come off for a breather, and we'll try and sort out the penalty situation.
as the officials are trying to do.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any indication yet.
5:27 remaining here in the Apple Market first quarter.
Umpires getting ready to give us a sign.
27-0 Colonel lead. Here's the first one, personal foul, face mask on the Altavista Colonels. That may be the only one because Altavista is just backing up. So possibly maybe the first one was on Altavista as well, and Randolph Henry just took the one that would give him the most yardage. And if you had a microphone out there, I'm sure Ed Hockley or whoever would explain it to you. But high school, sometimes you got to use your imagination from time to time, and boy, that's something Oscar and I are very good at.
Yeah, and that is the 15-yard variety. That puts the ball at the 30-yard line.
Yep, automatic first down as well. Randolph Henry will scrimmage from the far hash mark. Fresh set of downs here. Shotgun formation again. Moon going to throw. He's looking for number 10, Deshaun Davis. Pass incomplete. Randolph Henry really wanted a pass interference call, and I think from our angle anyway, Oscar, it looked like they probably had a legitimate gripe on that one.
Yeah, I think they did, and you know, Michi did Michi had a hold of Deshaun Davis's arm. I think that was clear from our vantage point.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Maybe not so clear from the officials' vantage point because it is tougher and things happen a lot faster. We're up here in the press box. Good view from straight away center field here at Randolph Henry, which is great. The football field doubles as a baseball field if you've never been here before. They've certainly had some good teams on this field. Passing play again. They're looking for Davis again. Clydell Moon had the interception just bounce out of his hand. Boy, three Colonels were assuming he was going to pick it, and they were about to turn into the blocking convoy again. I'll tell you, that ball stays in the air a long time, and Clydell Moon had a chance to race under it, just couldn't pull it in. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 now with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Michi came up a little bit gimpy after that play. We need to keep an eye on him. He's been over, I don't know if it's his knees. It's getting progressively worse as he's getting because he's coming out. Walker Allen's going to come in for him. And at this point, you don't want to take any risk.
No, excellent point. I mean, you're up big. There's no point in leaving a guy out there, even if he's a little banged up. You get Angela Emerson at least to have a look at him over there on the sideline. Passing play again on 3rd down. Long pass. They're looking over the middle. This one falls incomplete. A lot of arm on that football. He overthrew everybody, did Logan Moon, the quarterback for Randolph Henry. It will bring up 4th and 10 from the 30-yard line. It looks like Randolph Henry's going to go to the punt formation. 4:55 remaining in the Apple Market first quarter. 27-0 Altavista lead. I like what you said about the clock, Oscar. Randolph Henry throwing the ball a lot, and it's leading to the clock stopping a lot, and this quarter seems like it's kind of taking forever, and I'm sure it's taking forever for Randolph Henry Statesman fans, especially.
It is. You just said 4:55 remaining. Colonels up 27 in the first quarter. Colonels up 27-0.
They did score quickly. Yeah, that's part of it. Thornhill going to return this kick. 2 or 3 bounces. He looked like he wanted to pick it up. Now he does pick it up. Maybe not the wisest decision, but he's actually got some room to run. Nice block from Demetrius Johnson. Juan racing now right sideline. He's finally dropped by a couple statesmen. Number 22 in on that stop. Ty Reed below, and then also number 55, Corey Taylor there. Good return from Juan Thornhill, although I didn't exactly like the way it started there. He had his back turned to the defense when he picked the ball up.
25-yard return. It would have been no return. Nelson Dew's great block that wiped out 2 players and was able to spring one. And one, again, never got up to full speed, very patient, calculating, making his moves.
It's pretty impressive how he does that. You know, you see running backs in the NFL, they do that. A lot of times it looks like they're just gliding there for a while, and then when they finally do bust out, it's a whole other gear. Juan, very similar as well. Got some receiver changes for the Altavista Colonels. Ty Woodruff will enter the game. Walker Allen in the game here, split out wide. Other receivers are going to be Clydell Moon, Darius Johnson, and Nelson Dews. Juan Thornhill's got an empty backfield there behind him.
Not necessarily a pass play.
Not necessarily a pass play at all. Right hash mark. Colonels will go from the Randolph Henry 40-yard line. They will sling it out to Clyde L. Moon. Moon's going to race up the left sideline. He's got some room. Stiff arm there from Moon. He'll break it past the 20. Finally dragged out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Excellent pickup there. The full 22-yard gain again there on the quick swing pass from Juan Thornhill to Clyde L. Moon. Clock stops at 4:30 left to play in the Apple Market first quarter. Oscar 27-0 Colonels lead.
Colonels continue to be extremely efficient on offense, and of course, 2 defensive touchdowns tonight already here in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's running like a well-oiled machine now. Juan looking over the sideline. Multiple coaches signaling plays in. You see a lot of teams do that now. You don't want to just have one coach signaling. One coach has got the live call. One coach is just a decoy. Thornhill's got 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. It's going to be a running play. Juan's got some room up the middle. He'll lower his shoulder and put a big charge into a Randolph Henry defender, brought down around the 10-yard line, perhaps even the 9-yard line. It's first down yardage, and it should bring up first and goal from about the 9 or 9.5-yard line. Oscar, Colonels controlling the clock, moving the chain.
Yeah, they do. Nice job by the offensive line. Very young, question mark coming in. Wayne Short, Brumfield, Kofor, they're doing a good job tonight.
Absolutely. Trayvon Elliott really moves some people around. They'll hand off to Clyde Moon. Moon's headed for the end zone. Good blocking from Walker Allen. Moon is into house for 6 touchdown. Altavista Colonels. The old off-tackle play there. They gave it to Clyde Moon. He then broke it outside. Walker Allen using the long range to his advantage. There is a flag down. See if it happened after the play. Actually, Colonels look like they're backing up. They seem resigned to the fact that this is probably a hold.
It was in that area.
Yep. It is going to be holding on the Altavista Colonels. So that'll wipe out a nice touchdown from Clyde Moon. And it's going to make it first and goal from maybe even the 20-yard line. I guess it depends on where the hold was at. They're actually going to put the stick at around the 17-yard line. 3:30 remaining now. Ball in between left hash mark in the middle of the field. 27-0. Clock continues to roll. Allen's going to switch sides. Thornhill will have Clyde Moon in the backfield with him again. Donovan Montague lined up at the tight end on the right side here. Thornhill looking over the defense, calls the snap count. Good snap, chest high. Now he wants to throw. Rolling out to his right. Plenty of time to throw. Literally all day. Pass going to the corner of the end zone looking for Donnie Montague. Did he pull it in? No. Official says no. Had a good view and hard to tell from our vantage point whether it hit the ground or not, but Donovan slid, got low. Looked like he might have cradled it off the turf, but the official says no. It hit the ground, and the pass goes incomplete.
Mickey Malbeck back in the game. And interesting, that play, Donovan started off in the left end of the end zone as Juan started to look for, as the coverage started to break down. Donovan did a good job of coming cross field, just a little bit underthrown maybe. Otherwise, it would have been touchdown for Donovan.
Yeah, Colonels will line up in the same formation. 2 receivers to the left. Second and goal now from the 17-yard line. 1 receiver to the right. 1 tight end to the right. Juan wants to throw again. Pump fake. Now going over the middle, looking for Montague again. Montague got his hands on it. Pass was a little high this time. Johnny tipped it but could not pull it in. Great effort. Good route running there. And, give your some credit to the Randolph Henry defense. They were in the area making it tough on Montague.
Well, do give him credit, but also give credit to Juan on that throw. That ball was thrown where either Donovan was going to catch it. Great coverage. That ball was just over the fingertips of the Randolph defenders. Either Donovan was going to make a great catch or nobody was going to catch it.
Yeah, excellent point. He removed the chance for an interception there by throwing it high that time. Worked out well. Ball back in motion. They hand it to him on the wide receiver sweep. Good blocking from Destin Brown. Ball back, shake and bake. Got hit up high around the face mask. See if a flag comes out. It does not. Good, solid running from Michi Malbeck, and he got it to the 9-yard line. We'll see if the Colonels go for it or if they kick it. See some new personnel coming in. Oscar, I think Altavista is going to trot Walker Allen out for a field goal. 27-0 is the lead right now. 2:35 remaining in the Apple Market first quarter. Walker missed a field goal last week. He's been around 50% from the extra points, which is a little surprising, I guess, maybe to some fans.
A little low percentage for him.
For him, I'd say for a high school kicker, though, he's still probably above average for your high school ranks. But Walker strives to be a little better than average, let's face it.
This will be a 26-yard field goal.
Thornhill on the hole. Snaps a little low. He does get on the block. This kick's got plenty of distance. Sent it out of the stadium and it's good. 30-0. Colonels stretch the lead out thanks to the leg of Walker Allen. 2:04 remaining in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels up big over Randolph Henry. Don't go changing the station. You got it on 105.5 KD Country.
Stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, on the ready to keep you comfortable year-round. Locally owned and operated, just a call away, with over 20 years experience. Licensed and bonded. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, specializing in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Any season, anytime. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Give them a call today. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, Gretna.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels got burned by a holding penalty. They would have had a touchdown with Clydell Moon. They ended up working out some points out of it anyway. Nice running from Michi Malbeck, and then Walker Allen finishes off the quote-unquote drive there with a field goal, 30-0. He's 50% on the year now. Like I said, missed that first one at Prince Edward last week, but very efficient, good, solid stuff from the Colonel offense there, Oscar. Obviously, you'd love to score a touchdown, but if you can't, 3 points isn't bad either.
Well, and again, looking forward, and I don't want to be too hard on them, but looking forward, when you get into Galax and Appomattox and Gretna, you can't afford to have those scoring plays called back.
Sure. Yeah, some of those mistakes are going to burn you at some point. Allen on the run up here, he's going to kick off again. This one is long, and this one is into the end zone, lands about 5 yards deep. Another touchback there from Walker Allen. Good foot on that one. Coverage looked like it was going to be pretty good, too. So Randolph Henry will now take over middle of the field, 20-yard line with 2:04 remaining in the Apple Market first quarter. Weekly specials all game long at all your Apple Market area locations. You can hear Eleanor tell you about them during the game, or you can take it from me. You can get a 32-ounce fountain drink for 89 cents. That's like a deal. I might call it cops on you. But we digress. Colonel's defense back on the field. Shotgun formation again for Randolph Henry. They want to throw again. Logan Moon's got some time to throw. Lost this one up high, looking for Reed. What a catch from Joseph Reed. Laid out horizontal with the ground. Pulled it in around the 47-yard line. Excellent play right there, and a good throw by Logan Moon. He hung it up high, Oscar, so Reed could adjust. And when you're as athletic as Reed, sometimes that's easy.
Well, again, they're trying to pick on Michi Malbeck. Michi not at full speed, but Reed certainly has 4 inches on Michi, if not 5, and certainly can elevate. Of course, we know Michi can elevate as well.
Yeah, Michi, one of the better athletes you'll find, certainly pound for pound. Boy, pressure's going to get to Moon really quick. He escapes some of it. He's going to get the throw. Now he's hit. Picked off by Demetrius Johnson. It was hit by Brother Darius. Demetrius has got some room to run. He's got Montague in front of him as a blocker. He's across the 30. He's across the 20. Nobody's going to stand in his way. Touchdown, Altavista Colonels. Third interception return of the night. This time it's Demetrius Johnson. Caught him about the 45-yard line, I think, Oscar. Took it to the house. Wow. Darius Johnson gave the quarterback a shot that deflected the pass, and Brother Demetrius was right there. Brother Johnson strike again with the wonderful harmony there, getting in the end zone.
Boy, what a play. And he had his hands down by his side, was in the defensive mode against one of the other wide receivers, and grabbed that ball. And again, nice job by the Colonels converting from defense to offense and blocking and giving him. He had to go all the way across field, but they picked him up and were able to escort him to the end zone.
Yep, picked it on about the right hash mark. He ended up going all the way around the left sideline, followed a nice block from Donovan Montague. Snap back on the extra point, looks pretty good. Good hold by Thornhill, good kick by Walker. It all equals 7 more points to the Altavista Colonels. We've still got 97 seconds to go in the first quarter. Altavista up 37-0 on 105.5 KD Country.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Brought to you by English Construction Company, Main Street, Altavista.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
37-0 still in the first quarter here from Charlotte Courthouse. Randolph Henry High School is the site. Altavista having their way with the statesman so far, Oscar.
Wow. 3 touchdowns defensively and only 2 offensively.
Yeah, it's been an interesting night. We've seen some interesting things up here in these airwaves, that's for sure. And brand new Altavista assistant Josh Cawthorn and I were commenting that we've seen some interesting things at Randolph Henry throughout the years. Not going the way the Statesman's fans would have scripted it, but they're still sticking around. They're having a good time. It looks like everybody's still in good spirits. Don't know if I can say as much for the sideline, but that's to be expected when things are going the way they are right now. Colonel's sideline looks to still be pretty businesslike over there, Oscar. I don't see anybody throwing any celebrations just yet on the Altavista side. But we do have a long way to go. 1:33 exactly. There's 98 seconds, I suppose, left in the Apple Market first quarter. Walker Allen on the run-up, going to kick off again. Leg might be getting tired at this point. This is another long one, but it will get fielded on about the 4-yard line by Beatty. Beatty's going to turn and go up the right side. He's got a little more room on the right side. He's got by Tyrone Woodruff. The other Colonels are going to have to run him down. They do. Finally, Jamal Thornhill will make the stop on the 38-yard line. Good run that time by Tyquan Beatty. He'd been going left a whole lot, Oscar, and there wasn't a whole lot there. This time he tried the right side on the return and fared a little better.
He did fare better, and of course, only kickoff team. Well, I've seen some different players out now. Coach Shaughnessy is running some of the some other players into the game now. 1:24, 84 seconds left here.
Yeah, the Colonels. Colonels certainly have some talent on that bench that they can go to. So it's not like you're just putting in the second teamers. I mean, there's a lot of these guys that are going to mix and match a bunch. Passing play again. This time it's complete to number 12 over the middle. He's got a 5-yard pickup. Now he's got a little bit more. Finally dragged down by Meachie Malbeck. That's Damian Dixon that time on the reception. Good throw there from Logan Moon. Moon looked like he was a little shaken up on the last interception. He took a shot from Darius Johnson, like I mentioned, but he's back in the game. So that's good to see for the Randolph Henry quarterback.
And they're starting to have a little bit of success.
Yeah, the short passes are the ones that they've been converting, the slants and the little stops over the middle. Problem is when Altavista will get a hand on some of those and tip those around sometimes, that D-line. Handoff play this time going to go up the middle. Not sure the ball carrier just yet, but we'll find out. And it's enough for a first down. That's number 22, Tyree Blow. It is spotted just short of the 50-yard line, which looks like it's going to be enough for a first down. Randolph Henry just about 1 inch behind that 50-yard line. Oscar and I are sitting right on it. 37.5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. You heard that right. We're still in the first quarter here from Charlotte Courthouse. Colonel's up big, 37-0. Logan Moon going to call the offense. Got 3 receivers to his left. Got the back blow sort of behind him. They take a handoff. Now he's going to throw the right side. Didn't have proper communication on the route because he threw that out of bounds over there on the right sideline. His receiver ran a slant over the middle, so miscommunication there on the route.
And absolutely right. The receiver ran a slant, quarterback threw it out. He's a little frustrated.
Yeah, there's some frustration there, and that's to be expected. They'll bring in number 2, Trey Shuford. He'll call the signals now. Got Blow right beside him again. 3 receivers to the left. Now Blow will switch behind him. 3-5 defense again, as usual, for the Altavista Colonels. 2nd and 10 from midfield for Randolph Henry. Shot 10 snap coming. Looked like the lineman might have moved early, and they do throw a flag now, just as I say that. Play stopped dead on 2nd down. Let's see if it's what I suspect. Colonels lead 37-0 here over Randolph Henry, Oscar. Hey, we've got to stop in the action. Don't forget about the Win with Subway promotion here between KD Country and Altavista. Your chance to win a foot-long meal deal. We give you the code word. You be the first person to post it to our Facebook, and you'll go home with the prize. And, hey, we can even announce your name on the air if you like. And, last week we did it in the Subway postgame show, but no rule says we can't do it in the Subway halftime show, Oscar. We'll have to see. That's why you got to tune in. That's why you got to listen. No rule says we couldn't do it both places. We'll just have to play that by ear, and that's why you got to keep listening. 2nd and 15 now for Randolph Henry. Passing play again. Shuford wants to throw. He gets it out. Long pass. He's got Reed. No, Reed dropped it. Wow, he had it on the 30. Maybe started running just a little bit soon. I won't say started running. I mean, he was running when he caught it, but maybe took his eye off it just a little bit too soon there to put his head up and see where the defense was at. But tough break there for Randolph Henry. Well-designed play, and it would have worked out. They could have pulled it in.
Well, it was a well-designed play, and they found a little gap between, a little Bermuda triangle between Malbec, Dews, and Thornhill.
But it's not Bermuda grass. We were out there.
So maybe it's a rye triangle.
Maybe it's a rye/fescue triangle. Shotgun formation again, 3rd and 15 for Randolph Henry. Passing play again. Lofts this one up high, looking for Reed again, but it's caught by Michi Malbec on the interception. Reed will run Malbec out of bounds. No touchdown this time for Altavista on the interception, but another takeaway will lead to very good field position. Looks like Altavista is going to take over on their own 45-yard line. Second pick of the game so far here, Oscar, for Michi Malbec. Perhaps I should preface that second pick of the quarter for Michi Malbec.
Yeah, and that's the 4th interception for the Colonels. 3 of those have been picked. That's the first one that wasn't a pick six.
Yeah.
And I know that Randolph Henry will be glad to see this first quarter over with.
Yeah, this is sort of a nightmare first quarter for them. I mean, everything that can go wrong has gone wrong, although we take that back. Randolph Henry has done a good job of holding onto the ball when they run it or when they do catch it. They haven't had any fumbles. Haven't had any fumbles on the kickoff. Donovan Montague will turn and hand it to Destin Brown on first down. Brown's going to break around left side. Now he's up left sideline, cuts it back. Little spin move there. Not a spin move, but a side step. Gets it across the 35, now the 30, and he's dropped at around the 28-yard line. Good run from Destin Brown. That's a 27-yard pickup, I think, Oscar. For the senior, Destin Brown brings the clock all the way down to 1.3 seconds left in the first quarter. Clock should start when they move the chain. Walker Allen split out here to the right. They do wind the clock, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Whistles blow, and boy, couldn't draw it up much better for the Altavista Colonels. 3 interceptions lead to 3 touchdowns. They had another interception there just in a mere moments ago, and 2 other touchdowns on offense as well. 37-0 your score. Timeout here. Headed to the second quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in and bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Second quarter about to get underway here from Randolph Henry High School. Altavista in town taking on the Statesmen, a familiar James River District foe for Altavista. And things are going the Colonel's way so far early. Oscar, 37-0 lead. So I guess what I said is probably a bit of an understatement. Couldn't go much better for Altavista.
No, 124 yards total offense. Really limited number of plays for him on offense. And then Prince Edward was held. Prince Edward, I'm still last week.
Yeah, living in the past.
Randolph Henry was held to a total of 38 yards total offense that quarter.
4 turnovers, 4 interceptions, 3 of them taken to the house for points. 1 by Michi Malbec, 1 by Destin Brown, 1 by Demetrius Johnson. Juan Thornhill threw a touchdown pass, and he has run a touchdown. So he's up to his usual bag of tricks. I'll tell you, Donovan Montague in the ballgame now at quarterback. He's got Clydell Moon right behind him. Juan not on the field, so he's taking a breather. Shotgun snap, belt high to Montague. He wants to throw to his right. Nice pass out there, good spiral, but it's just a little bit beyond the outstretched arm of Michi Malbec. Malbec running the out route, couldn't quite hook up. And we will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Altavista Colonels. I want to say number 76, Oscar, Ken Brumfield, center for Altavista. Shotgun snaps all just perfect tonight. I mean, either right at the chest or right at the belt. None of the quarterbacks for Altavista, Thornhill or Montague, have had to reach for them at all. And, boy, it's really easy to run that shotgun spread offense when you got a center that can deliver that first pass as accurately as Ken Brumfield does. 34, Traquan Farmer in the backfield now. Looks like he's in there as a blocking back. Moon right beside Montague. Montague going to follow both of those guys to the left. Left tackle, and wants to break it outside. Still on his feet. Guys got him up around the shoulder pads. Now kind of a belly-to-back suplex drops Donovan Montague there. That was number 22, Tyree Blow. Well, a good tackle there along the left sideline. Clock continues to run, and so they say he was dropped inbounds, and then now the flag comes out late, Oscar. We'll see who it's on. The pessimist in me says it might be on the Altavista Colonels.
Unsportsmanlike? Yes, sir.
It is on the Altavista Colonels. Well, no physical contact there again, so it must have been something that was said.
I don't know if Donovan took issue with the way that he was taken down or not, but another one of those inexplicable 15-yard penalties against the Colonels.
Yeah, it's going to bring them back. I believe it will make it it's going to be second and, oh boy, let's see where we're going to spot this. So spot it about the 36-yard line. Colonels have to get to the 18-yard line for a first down, and it is still second down. 10:33 remaining. Clock winds up again after they reset the football. 37-0 Colonels lead. Altavista will snap this one, left hash mark from the Randolph Henry 36-yard line. Montague going to sprint out to the right, wants to throw, looking deep, still looking deep, now points the man out, now he wants to run, cuts it back inside along left hash mark, still on his feet, shook off one tackle, cuts all the way across field, headed to the left sideline, he will get dropped right around the goal line. They'd say he's going to come up just short of the end zone mark. This ball about the 2 or 1.5 yard line. Excellent stuff there by Donovan Montague. Ran a full 45 or 50 yards across the field.
Well, I'm going to call that the maturation of Donovan Montague. Very patient. Last year he may have thrown that ball, but as he gets more and more snaps in this quarterback, he gets more and more comfortable in that pocket. That was a little bit of a rollout, but nice decision.
Yeah, it was sort of the designed quarterback rollout. He's looking for Ty Woodruff, I think, deep in the end zone. Ty was covered. Donovan did the right thing. First and goal from the 1. Going to hand it off to Clydell Moon. Moon cuts it back inside. Ooh, hit hard about the 1, but I think Moon drove it in to the end zone. There's the signal from the side, Judge. Touchdown, Altavista Colonels. Touchdown, Clydell Moon, number 2. 43-0 now. The Colonels stretching out the lead again, Oscar. 9:27 remaining in the Apple Market second quarter.
Boy, the Colonels continue to be very efficient. Even in that situation where they had 2nd and 17, able to pick up that first down. And
yep, they erased that penalty very quickly. And I'm sure Coach Sharnes doesn't want the penalties, but if you do have to commit them, it's nice to just wipe them off right off the bat like that. Looks like Clydell Moon will do the holding honors for Walker Allen, and the snap was a little low. Moon's just got to fall on, so that one will go incomplete. Randolph Henry pressure was coming as well. Point after attempt, no good. Colonels still lead 43-0 over Randolph Henry. Quick timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
For more than 103 years, we've offered special banking assistance to many nonprofit organizations. I'm Kathy Morgan with First National Bank, and we have a checking account just for nonprofits and faith-based organizations that has no minimum balance requirement and no monthly maintenance fee. We also specialize in offering financing when your group needs a loan. So come see us at First National Bank, and we'll provide your organization with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
52 years of Altavista high school sports here on 105.5 KD Country. Colonels, not quite to the number 52 just yet, but they're at 43. They lead 43-0 over the Randolph Henry Statesmen. 9:27 remaining in the Apple Market third quarter. And, of course, Oscar Apple Market, proud supporter of the Altavista Colonels and high school sports fans everywhere. Clydell Moon on the, we'll call it a 2-yard touchdown run for Altavista. They're really racking up the scores now. I was just contemplating myself to try and give a scoring recap, but it's getting to be sort of tough right now. Thornhill has thrown one and run one. Destin Brown has an interception return for a touchdown. Michi Malbeck has an interception return for a touchdown. Demetrius Johnson has an interception return for a touchdown. You're not hearing this wrong. And then Clydell Moon just got in on a rushing touchdown for the Colonels. Defensively, they've been solid. Looks like Reed, that's Beatty again back to return. He's going to try the right side of cut down again. Great open field tackling by Mateo Malbeck. Also Jamal Thornhill there as well. So maybe a little bit of the underrated sides of the brother combinations there combining on the special teams tackle. Good stuff there from the brothers Malbeck and Thornhill.
That scoring drive, Kyle, was 6 plays, 55 yards, 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Colonels lead 43-0. A little bit over 9 minutes left here. 8:45 in the county.
Running clock is going to be in effect in the second half. And, of course, we've seen it in effect in the first half in some places, although
He's 10 now, Kyle.
Okay, well, there you go. Passing play again. And Shuford was looking over the middle for Joe Reed. Joe Reed tried to slide. Pass was a little low. It landed at about the 28-yard line. Reed was on about the 29. Montague was in coverage. And we should also mention Donovan Montague helping setting up that big touchdown run there, Oscar, with the 35-yard scamper. That was important. 8:08 left to play in the Apple Market second quarter. And you're right, the clock is running now, even though it was an incomplete pass. Colonel with the big margin. Devontae Clark in on defense there on that left side. He's going to blitz. Shuford will keep it, take the handoff there, and then he keeps it, goes left side. Nothing there. He's dropped by number 11, Thornhill, and number 6, Demetrius Johnson. Bring up third down for the Statesman.
They're going to call that a loss of about 3.
Call it 3rd and 13. Randolph Henry's going to snap this one from about the 14-yard line. Randolph Henry signals the play in. They use a little board over here on the sideline with a series of numbers on it. And then everybody looks at the wristband. Shotgun formation again. That's all Randolph Henry's done. Passing play again. Shuford. Bullet pass over the left side. It's picked off by Michi Malbeck. Nobody between Malbeck and the end zone. And he just jogs it in from 20 yards out. Another interception from Dimitri Malbeck. Another touchdown for the Altavista Colonels defense. He just stepped in front of the long pass there. It was a bullet throw. I mean, Shuford really reared back and fired the fastball, but Malbeck timed it up, caught it in stride, and really never broke stride to the end zone. Touchdown, Altavista, 49-0. Colonels lead. Second interception return for touchdown for Malbeck, Oscar. Third interception for Malbeck this game, this half. Wow. Sometimes that's all you can say.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Sometimes that's exactly all that you can say.
Allen on to try the extra point again. Looks like Juan Thornhill back out there to hold again. This snap's a little bit better. Gets to the block. Allen kick. Looks good. It is good. 50-0. Altavista has broken the half-century mark. 6:18 left to go here in the Apple Market second quarter. Quick timeout with the Colonels up big. You're hearing it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
Apple Auto Glass is your windshield repair and replacement center in Lynchburg. You get a free car wash with all windshields replaced in the shop. Apple Auto Glass wants the fans to enjoy the boys of fall this high school football season.
When I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass, I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pads, where the boys of fall.
Apple Auto Glass salutes the boys of fall.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
You are listening to the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 WKDE FM Lynchburg. Altavista. Charlotte Courthouse is the site. And boy, Oscar, we listened to 105.5 all the way up here on the nice drive on 40. And
nice signal. All the way even here as we pulled into the parking lot. Very strong signal. So those people, even in this area, the state can listen to WKD.
And it's not a long trip. That's why Altavista has really favored playing Randolph Henry in a lot of sports.
It's interesting to note this isn't the last time that they will play. They will not play each other next year.
Beatty going to return again. He's running towards that right sideline. Nothing there. He is hit in the knee. Ty Woodruff was there. That also was number 22. Jeremy Gregory? No, it was number 20. Mateo Malbeck again. Excuse me. Malbeck sort of sliding in there, hit him low, and dropped him. Woodruff was there in support. And, yeah, back to your point, Oscar, the Statesman and Colonels not going to play in football next year, so we will have to say goodbye to this little rivalry. Maybe possibly not forever, but certainly for a couple years anyway. And that's a shame because, like I said, it's fun coming up here. The proximity helps. There's been some good games between these two, even though lately they've been a little one-sided. 50-0 here so far tonight. 4:04 remaining in the Apple Market second quarter. Subway halftime show is going to be exciting. A lot of things going on there. They'll hand it off this time right up the gut. Nothing doing there. Dante Poindexter gets the ball carrier in the backfield, and he will drop him for at least a 1 or 2 yard loss. Number 44 right there, Dante Poindexter. Showing some stuff right there, the big 225-pounder for the Colonels.
Boy, Dante's so strong. He stood the guy trying to block him up and threw him away like a rag doll. Loss of 3, back to the 9 yard line.
Second down coming up. 2nd and 13 is what we'll call it. All this spot on the 9-yard line, like Oscar said, right hash mark. That's the near hash mark from us here in the press box at Randolph Henry. Shotgun formation again for the quarterback, Trey Schubert. He didn't start the game, but he's in there now. He'll hand it off again. Not a whole lot doing again this time for Tyree Blow. Don't know if it's an actual loss of yardage. They may say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Montague gets off the pile. Malbeck gets off the pile. And Dante Poindexter gets off the pile again for Altavista.
Well, and a lot of drive. He didn't get, let's give Randolph Henry some credit here. They're not rolling over and laying down.
Absolutely.
A lot of fight. He continued to drive. Even though he was stopped, he wasn't giving up on that. A lot of heart by these kids so far.
No, that's absolutely a great point. We got to point that out. Joe Cole's doing a nice job here on the Randolph Henry sideline. He hasn't given up coaching. Shotgun formation again, 3rd and 15. They'll hand it off again, right up the gut. It goes to Blow again. This ball might have popped out. No, Blow's just fighting. Look at this. He's really pushing 3 or 4 Colonel defenders ahead, and you said it, not giving up any fight right there at all. Tyree Blow driving ahead. He only picked up 4 or 5 yards, but he was stopped about 2 yards deep in the backfield and just refused to give up the fight right there. That's fun to see.
It looks like they're wondering about the 15, Kyle. Some nice job again. Continuing to fight.
Call it a team tackle there for the Altavista Colonels. There was a bunch of guys in on that. And Blow might have had a lineman in there with them, sort of help them push along. Punting formation now for the Statesman. Michi Malbeck to return. His heels on about the 43-yard line of Randolph Henry. Snap is back. Kick is away. Malbeck will field this one on the fly. No, he won't. He mishandled it. Ball is loose. Statesmen are going to fall on it. This will be Randolph Henry football. Miscue there for the Altavista Colonels. It's about the only one they've had of the game, but Randolph Henry will certainly not turn it down. Statesman will take over with good field position in Altavista territory on the 48-yard line.
And under 2 minutes, clock continues to run. Well, they have to actually stop it now. Interested to see if he'll wind the clock. They've been stopping it. They've been running the clock even between scores, which is a little bit different than what we normally see in a running clock.
Well, I think we're in good hands up here with the expert. We talked about Eleanor Haney joining guilds and associations. I think J.R. Allen starts his own associations for things. Pass play again for Schubert. He's looking deep. Colonel's got some coverage there. Pass broken up by Nelson Dews. He'll swat it away. He wanted the interception again. They were looking for number 12, Damian Dixon, going down the right side in between the numbers and the sideline, but he couldn't pull it in.
Nice coverage by Nelson. Had an opportunity to intercept that ball, but it was in his hands. He's a little bit frustrated with himself.
Yeah, Nelson was there in good coverage, and it's a situation where maybe you're thinking, hey, everybody else has got an interception. Now's my turn, and we can't pull it in. Clydell Moon had a similar situation. Clock winding now on the incomplete pass. We're under a minute to go in the half. Shotgun formation again. Schubert wants the pass. He'll dump it out to his running back. That's number 8, Zach Patterson. Patterson escapes the first tackle. Helmet came off. They blow that play dead. Ball came out there towards the end, too, but I believe he was down. Might have picked up a yard or two. He's got to go out of the game. That's a new rule. When the helmet comes off, you got to sit out at least one play. Patterson jumped up quickly. I don't think he was injured or anything.
The hard pop was when Destin Brown hit him before the stop.
Yeah.
Destin popped him, and he didn't go down.
Yeah, Patterson, another one of those guys playing really hard for the Statesmen, not giving up the fight by any means. 3rd and 8 now for the Statesmen. 47-yard line. Schufert's going to throw. He escapes one man. That's Darius Johnson. No, he didn't. Johnson would not let him go. Looked like he was going to run out of that tackle in the backfield. He got started in a full sprint, but Darius was in a full sprint too. Pulled him down from behind. That'll bring an end to the first half. Colonels, everything going their way. 50-0. They lead by a half century. Subway halftime show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
Relax on the road this fall with the peace of mind you get from Michelin Tires. Because from August 25th through September 21st, you can get $70 via MasterCard reward card after submission when you buy any set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires, including the new Michelin Premier All-Season Tire.
See Calvin, Stanley, and Frankie at Perkins Tire and Auto Center, Highway 29, Chatham. Call 432-1100.
See redemption form for complete offer details. Offer expires 9/21/14. Void where prohibited. Reward card issued by U.S. Bank pursuant to license from MasterCard International Incorporated.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
How bad is it, Doctor?
We've done all we can. Your heat pump's not gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We'll call Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, 332-2600. With over 60 years experience, they'll have us comfortable again in no time.
I recommend Select Air to all my patients. Call 332-2600 or visit selectairmechanical.com. They can handle all your home comfort needs, and they're an authorized trained dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show finds the Colonels leading big 50-0 over the Randolph Henry Statesmen. September at Subways in Altavista. Deals abound. You've got the $3 chicken teriyakis, the select Italian BMT is the foot-long of the month Oscar. Plenty of great ways you can go there at Subway. You can eat healthy, you can eat fresh. You tack on the cookies there at the end just so you don't break the strict diet that I'm on. I got some other scores as well. We can mention those now if we want to. Brookville up big over Turner. Ashby at half, 28-0. Jefferson Forest over Stanton River, 21-10. That's at halftime. And I believe Tunstall and Gretna just getting into the third quarter. Tunstall Trojans up 7-0. So Pennsylvania County rivalry game there.
Gretna playing a difficult schedule going. Starting early and going against a very, very confident Brookville team who looks like they're going to contend, and Tunstall and Gretna playing them tough.
Yeah, a couple of schools that are larger classifications than they are. It's hard to keep straight nowadays. Tunstall's 3A along with Brookville. Gretna is 2A. But, again, we digress. This is the Subway halftime show. We are broadcasting live from Charlotte Courthouse. Randolph Henry High School is the site. We're up here in the press box with some old friends. We'll get to that a little bit more here as the second half goes on. Colonels have had everything go their way. We'll get to the Highview halftime highlight as we go on. That's going to be a lot of fun. Our award-winning sound engineer, Eleanor Haney, setting that up as we speak. And we need to talk again, Oscar, about the I need to tell you something special about Highview, too, before we do that. But I need to tell you about the Win with Subway promotion, your chance to win a foot-long from Subway in Altavista. And we said we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to change it up a lot. We're going to do it right now as we speak. We're going to give away that foot-long sub, that foot-long meal deal. All you have to do is be the first person to text the code word kickoff to the KD Country Facebook page. Not text, excuse me, post. Be the first person to post the word kickoff to the KD Country Facebook page. You can win a foot-long meal deal courtesy of Subways in Altavista. I'll say it one more time. Be the first person to post the word kickoff to the KD Country Facebook page, and you'll be the winner of a foot-long meal deal courtesy of Subway in Altavista. Another time out here on the Subway halftime show for us to get things really going here, and Colonels have gotten things really going in the first half. They lead 50-0. You heard it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
Our thanks to these members of the KD Country Sports Club.
El Cerrito in Altavista. Throw on a sombrero. Shake your maracas. It's El Cerrito time. Authentic Mexican cuisine only at El Cerrito.
Robertson Auto Sales, Lynchburg. Dealers with a passion for great quality pre-owned vehicles. We love cars and trucks, and it shows in our inventory.
Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, going above and beyond the courtroom. Your choice for any and all legal advice. Serving Altavista, Lynchburg, and Roanoke areas.
One Stop Mart, Main Street, Altavista, where the gas is cheap, beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
Mad Biddy's Antiques, 105 Wood Lane, just off of Main Street. Come find what you didn't know you were looking for.
Dairy Free, serving ice cream, yogurt, fries, hamburger, hot dogs, and fresh chili since 1961 from their Main Street location. National Hardware is heavy-duty, durable, and practical. English's Building Supply has a broad selection of National Hardware products. Shelf brackets, hinges, angle brackets, screw eyes, hooks, turnbuckles, whatever your hardware needs, National is the name and English's is the place. For hardware at its best, shop English's Building Supply.
English's is your complete home center.
North Main Street in Altavista.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show returns. Don't know if we got a winner yet on the Win with Subway. Your chance to win a foot-long meal deal. All you have to do, post the word kickoff to the KD Country Facebook page. Come on, you know you like KD Country on Facebook. If you don't, go there now. Post the word kickoff. First person wins the foot-long meal deal, courtesy of Subway in Altavista. You can always eat fresh with both great locations, Main Street and then also in the Walmart Shopping Center. And now it's time to transition, of course, to something we know and love, Oscar. Something new, but we love it already. You know, you can love something new. The Highview halftime highlights. And before we get right into it, let me tell you something special going on at Highview 1 week from today. El Cabritos Mobile is going to be setting up for lunch at Highview Motors GMC from small to tall. Highview has it all. And, of course, everybody knows El Cabritos. Oldest Mexican restaurant in Lynchburg. Some fantastic food, even better people over there, James Perrette and the whole gang. They're going to be stopping by Altavista. They're going to set up shop at Highview Motors. Come on by. They're going to be there, 11 to 2 or whenever they run out of tacos and Mexican pizzas. KD Country's going to be there as well, Oscar, and you can stop by. We might even put you on the airwaves there. We're going to do a live remote broadcast from Highview Motors GMC. We'll probably be on the air from 11:30 to 1:30. Swing on by, maybe, I don't know, get yourself some South Boston tickets. Maybe we'll give away some tacos and stuff to some lucky winners in the drawing. It's a lot going on.
That's right. And you show up at one of these KD Country remotes, there is all kind of stuff going on and all kind of giveaways. You never know what you're going to come up with.
You never know, and I know there's a guy over here to my right in the press box that has done a number of KD Country remotes in his day, but I'm going to save that for a little later on. We got to get to the Highview halftime highlight. It's a good one. We've got multiple highlights, in fact, and I think they both involve interceptions, Oscar. But let's find out. We'll keep the fans guessing a little bit. Here you go. This is your Highview halftime highlight, courtesy of Highview Motors, GMC, in Altavista. To Moon really quick. He escapes some of it. He's going to get the throw. Now he's hit. Picked off by Demetrius Johnson. It was hit by Brother Darius. Demetrius has got some room to run. He's got Montague in front of him as a blocker. He's across the 30. He's across the 20. Nobody's going to stand in his way. Touchdown, Altavista Colonels. Third interception return of the night. This time it's Demetrius Johnson. Will throw over that right side. Malbeck got the interception. Just steps in front of the receiver. He's got some blockers on his way to the end zone. Doesn't need them. Touchdown, Michi Malbeck. The interception return from about 30 yards out. One guy had a chance to tackle him, but after that, he didn't even need those blockers, Oscar. Number one, Malbeck gets in the end zone for 6.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family and see your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Back here, Subway halftime show. Highview highlights were fantastic. From small to tall, Highview has it all. I mentioned El Cabrito is going to be there next Friday for lunch around 11 to 2. KD Country is going to be there 11:30 to 1:30. Broadcast live. Stop by, see us, eat some great food. Check out possibly your brand new next automobile. Used cars as well at Highview Motors, so it doesn't have to be a new ride. They're going to set you up. George and the gang will take absolutely perfect care of you. And we're so happy to have Highview a part of this. And we're so happy to be over there next week with El Cabritos. That's going to be a fun setup. That's sort of a three-headed monster over there next weekend between Highview Motors, El Cabritos, and WKDE. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'll tell you somewhere else we're going to be. We're going to be tomorrow broadcasting live from the North Halifax Volunteer Fire Department. Their fundraising marathon takes place tomorrow, and that's something KD Country has been a part of for a long, long time. And there's a guy in this press box right now who you may remember from KD Country years gone by. Wild Bill Collins is up here. I'm trying to get him to step over and put on the mic. I think he's got a second. He does. And Bill, great to see you again. I hope Oscar didn't sweat too much in those headphones, but you're an old DJ from days gone by. You can handle anything we throw at you, right?
This feels very, very comfortable. I want to thank you, Kyle, for bringing me over to the broadcast. I love my years at KD Country. Mark Slusher and myself used to do Colonels football and Colonels basketball, and I enjoy seeing you guys down here again representing KD Country. And as always, the music sounds just as great as ever. I love the classic touch that you're playing. and we appreciate you guys broadcasting the game tonight.
Thank you, man. It's a lot of fun. It's great catching up with you. I know you got to go real quick, but quick rundown. You're doing the PA here for the Randolph Henry football team. You got your hand in a lot of other stuff as well. Give us what's on Bill's resume now.
For quite a while, I've been coaching and teaching in Charlotte County. This is my 14th year as a teacher. I also work at the middle school and coach boys basketball for the middle school, girls softball, and a couple of academic teams as well. And this year, I've come in to announce some of the games for the Statesman, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, you certainly got the chops for it. You got the voice. You're welcome back on our airwaves anytime. We'll cut you loose. I know you don't want to miss any of your responsibilities. But it's a lot of fun catching up. I know the old guard remembers you. My dad and my mom, give you all the best, and they heard you were here. And I don't know if they're listening now, but if they are, I'm sure they're very pleased. And it's great to catch up with you again, Bill.
Thank you again, Kyle. And I want to thank all the folks at KD Country. Thank the world of y'all, and appreciate you stopping by and joining us in Charlotte County.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wild Bill Collins, man, that is fun right there, Oscar. I want to say something about the throwbacks. We had Chester Brockwell on. That might have been 2 years ago, or was it last year? I'm not sure. We had Ron Campbell. It was 2 years ago. We were doing the 50th anniversary stuff. We had them on, and you can't talk about the KD Country sports history and certainly the history in general without mentioning Wild Bill Collins' names. He talked about Mark Slusher, who was on for years. So it's been a lot of great voices and a lot of great people in general have graced these airwaves for us, and we wouldn't be award-winning if it wasn't for those people as well.
Boy, that's right. And they talk about some of the technology, and I know that Chester, in the early days, Chester and Ronnie Campbell would report the game on Friday night on tape, take it back to the station, and play it on Saturday morning.
That's exactly right. Our technology's gotten a little bit better. Like I said, when we get home in 2 weeks, bye week next week, again, the schedule update for Colonel fans, but when we get home in 2 weeks to take on Galax, our technology gets even better then, so the broadcast is going to sound even sharper, and that'll be a lot of fun. Again, North Halifax Volunteer Fire Department Marathon. I'm going to come on the air around 11, Oscar, and I'll do it for a little while, and then Dave Haney will swing by, and you never know what other guests might have found. Hey, Bill Collins might even make a trip down there to the Republican Grove community in Halifax. Easy for you to say. Subway halftime show. We got to step aside. We got to get this train back on the track. Before we do, I got to tell you, Colonels leading Randolph Henry big. They're up 50-0. More Subway halftime show when you get back on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
In the market for a new Chevrolet? Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
For a huge selection of new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles, it's Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
FellersDirect.com. Selection. Convenience. Fellers Chevrolet.
Fellers Chevrolet.
Always open and only a click away.
FellersDirect.com.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
Here's more monthly specials from your area Apple Markets. All meat quarter-pound jumbo hot dogs and 32-ounce fountain drink for $1.99. Gatorade 2 for $3, 32-ounce size. Red Bull 2 for $4, 8.4-ounce cans. Quench your thirst with Nestle's Pure Life Water 20-pack for $3.99. There's more specials at the Apple Markets on Riverside Drive, Gateway, and Main Street in Altavista. Remember what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here live from Randolph Henry. Just a quick scoring breakdown, Kyle, on how that ran. First quarter, Juan to Demetrius Johnson on 20-yard play. Colonels went up 6-0. The extra point was missed. That was followed up by the Destin Brown 25-yard interception. And Juan did the two-point conversion on the missed snap. So Colonel's up 14-0. Then the next play was a 16-yard run by Juan. The extra point was good. Another one of those pick six, a 30-yard interception return by Michi Malback. PAT was missed. Colonels lead 27-0. Colonels drove down the field, had a holding call a touchdown back, forced them into a field goal situation. Walker Allen knocked down the 26-yarder. Colonels lead 30-0. The next score for the Colonels was another one of those pick six. Demetrius Johnson with a 48-yard interception return. The PAT was good. The next score early in the second quarter, Clyde Moon with a 2-yard run, 43-0, and then Michi Malback with another 20-yard pick six. Colonels lead 50-0 here at the half. Stats-wise, not a lot there.
Yeah.
Colonels with a total of 159 yards, 109 on the ground, 50 through the air. They've limited Randolph to 15 yards negative in rushing and 48 through the air. Just 4 turnovers to 1. It's been a dominant performance here. Clearly, the Colonels are a better team than Randolph at this point.
Yeah, it's everything's gone Altavista's way, and really it's one of those things where even if everything hadn't gone their way, they're still going to have some sort of a lead. Colonels have that strong of a ball club right now this season, and possibly even years to come as well. But it's been a good first half for Altavista. Thornhill has thrown a touchdown. He's run a touchdown. He's got a 2-point conversion as well. Walker Allen has the field goal. Demetrius Johnson kind of sneaky. He's got 2 touchdowns. He caught a touchdown and he got one in on the interception. So maybe technically he caught 2 touchdowns, one from his team, one from the other. And it's been that kind of a night, solid night. Both teams back out warming up. A couple more scores, and I do want to mention, Oscar, that we would not have some of these updates if it wasn't, well, really we wouldn't have all these updates if it wasn't for our good friend and colleague, Mr. Bob Alvis. And he wants to mention that the sports buffet is making a comeback. It's bubbling up. It's in the stages of getting the gear back on. Make sure you go on Twitter and Facebook. Check out the sports buffet. Like him on Facebook.
Go ahead. And if you can't remember what that is, just Bob Alvis is synonymous with buffet. So buffet, yeah. I mean, it's one and the same.
That's exactly right,
Bob. Boy, Bob's passionate about his high school sports and does a great service in providing scores and information to Central Virginia.
He does, and hard to find a guy with a better heart than Bob Alvis. And some people are above high school sports. Some people think they're too good for that. Not Bob. He knows child football. That's right. Appomattox leading right now. Onto the scores, I guess I should say, per Bob. Appomattox 14-8 leading Nottoway at halftime, so good battle there. Magna Vista 36-0 on the Dan River Wildcats, and I don't like to see that for our friends down there in Ringgold, because I know they had high expectations. And you never know. I mean, you don't know. A score doesn't really reveal exactly what's going on in the ball.
Holy God, I wonder what's going on with that. Dan Rivers looked good early so far this year, even in the they went over and did a scrimmage against GW and was strong there. You don't want to see that, because I assure you that a wounded Wildcat is not a good thing.
No, you're absolutely right. Altavista is going to be taking them on sooner rather than later, and we'll keep an eye on that game. We'll keep an eye on Huntsville and Gretna, obviously. Try and look into some of the other stuff, Brookfield, JF, maybe some other scores as we go on. If they're out there, Bob will track them down for us. Let's step aside for one more quick timeout. Both teams took a little while to warm up. They did some halftime festivities here honoring some athletes for some performances last year at Randolph Henry. So it took a little bit while. Got some more shout-outs and et ceteras and stuff going on, so we'll handle that too. Third quarter will be underway before you know it. Step aside here for a quick break. Colonels lead 50-0. Third quarter about to get going on 105.5 KD Country.
Good food, low prices, and great service keep customers coming back for more day after day at El Cazador Mexican Restaurant in Altavista. El Cazador is now open all afternoon, so you can come by anytime, any day, 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place to unwind and relax with friends. Open 7 days a week, Main Street, Altavista. El Cazador thanks you for your business.
Stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling on the ready to keep you comfortable year-round. Locally owned and operated, just a call away with over 20 years experience. Licensed and bonded. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, specializing in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Any season, anytime. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Give them a call today. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, Gretna.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
Brought to you by English Construction Company, Main Street, Altavista.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Randolph Henry High School, I'm Kyle Haney. He's Oscar Briggs. You've got it tuned to the right place, 105.5 KD Country. Your home for high school sports for over 52 years. Got any shout-outs, Oscar? Anybody down in, say, South Carolina or I don't know, anywhere for that matter?
Yeah, it could be that a friend of mine, good friend, Cindy Parrish and her children, Baker and Elizabeth, may be listening. If they are, I look forward to seeing you guys here shortly.
Kickoff from Randolph Henry, a little bit different formation. They kind of bunched everybody up with their back to the Altavista return team, but the Colonels will take it anyway. It looks like Chancellor Mormon on the return. He's got some room. Weaving in and out a few tacklers. Finally dropped at about the 35-yard line. I'll send a big shout-out to my good buddy Nathan Cruz, local race car driver. Oscar, I'm going to call him a local race legend at this point. Got the car into victory lane 2 times at South Boston last Friday. Budweiser Pure Stocks races divisions there. But he won pole on both, won the checkered flag on both, and Nathan's moving up. Probably an interview from him at some point this week on the morning show with Lee Cameron. And then also you can always check all that stuff out on our YouTube page, KDCountry.com. You can check out all the Colonel games after the fact. Altavista got some fresh faces in on offense. Looks like Jacob Adams will do the quarterbacking duties. Don't know who he's got in the backfield with him just yet. They'll snap this one from the 36-yard line. Handoff goes to number 23. That's Jonathan Montague. Montague dropped for maybe a 1-yard gain, maybe not even that. Dropped on the left near side hash mark from us. Not a whole lot of running there. Not a whole lot of running room there, I should say.
No, and you're going to see a steady diet, I think, of running plays with Moreland, Montague. You'll see a lot of different players in the third quarter here.
Yep. Looks like Mateo Malback in the game at receiver. We'll get a check on the lineman here in a second. Adams going to keep this one himself. He outruns his blocker. He'll drop for the 41-yard line. Couldn't spit it out. Nice hard tackle there by number 8, Zach Patterson. Hit him up around the shoulder pad and just sort of pulled him to the ground. Jeremy Gregory checking in the ball game now for the Colonels. Looks like number 72, Ethan Young, is on the offensive line. 63, Trayvon Clark is out there. See, number 75, Randall Clark is out there. Randall Clark's a big guy. I mentioned bumping into him last year in the coach's office. Fun kid. 3 wide receivers to Adams, right back, right behind him. He's going to turn. He'll hand it to that back. It looks like number 34, Traquan Farmer, on the middle carry, and he's dropped for a loss, 2 or 3 yard loss, and that'll bring up 4th down. Looks like the Colonels will be forced to punt. Oscar.
First punt of the night for the Colonels.
Yes, it is. Walker Allen on to do the punting duties. I don't believe they punted last week at Prince Edward, did they? It was the first punt of the season for Altavista.
I believe that's correct. And you do have the normal suspects out for the punt team.
A couple more scoring updates as we go on, and we'll talk about some more things as well. Got a good baseball story to tell about me and my buddy J.R. Allen.
One of the college stories?
The college baseball story. It involves me pitching. And it may or may not actually be true, but anyway. You have to wait and find out. Good hanging kick there from Walker Allen. Fair catch called for by Taekwon Beatty. Smart play by him as the Altavista kick coverage was down there in a hurry. Number 55, Wayne Short, first guy on the spot. Darius Farmer was right behind him. Fair catch is going to bring field position for Randolph Henry right at the 25-yard line. Nice kick by Walker Allen. Smart play by the Randolph Henry return man, Beatty.
8:56 remaining here in the third quarter. Colonels lead 50-0. That's right, 50-0.
That's a good disciplined play there by Taekwon Beatty, because your normal thought process is going to be, hey, we're down 50-0. Let me catch this punt and run around and do what I can, try and get in the end zone. But he made the smart, disciplined play. He said, I don't have the blockers. I need to just catch this ball, secure some decent field position. Colonels have too many men out there on defense. It looks like it's what the flag was for, as number 8, Shaheem Pannell, will run off. That is Shaheem Pannell. Extra man on the field there.
Well, you remember that name, Shaheem Pannell. He's got a ton of speed, probably the fastest player on the Colonel team. You'll see that. He get later in the season, you may get to see him run.
Just a freshman. Fake handoff there. Quarterback will keep it. That's Shuford. Shuford hit by Walker Allen. Then the cavalry comes in for the Altavista Colonels. Mateo Malbeck. Number 63, Trayvon Schwartz. Number 48, that's Jacob Adams. And number 34, Traquan Farmer, limping off the bottom of that pile. He's got to stay in the game, but maybe spruce up a little bit there on the good hard tackling. Solid pickup, though, 11-yard gain.
Absolutely.
Shuford came in when Logan Moon, the starter, got hurt. He's done a pretty solid job. He's thrown a good ball. It hasn't always been in the right direction, but he...
More to the right.
Yeah. Throws a good tight spiral. Got the arm strength to make the throws. 3 receivers to his left. Back is to his right. That back is Joseph Reed. Reed will fake the handoff. Shuford's going to keep it. Now he's in trouble. He runs out of one tackle, but he won't get it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like Ty Woodruff on the low tackle there to drop Trey Shuford. Shuford had to go up high for the snap. And I think that made it so the fake to Reed wasn't as solid of a decoy there. Reed was faking the handoff. Shuford was still trying to pull in snap. Tight coverage over here by number 15. That's Altavista quarterback Jamilian Jones. Shuford wants to pass over to the other side. He's got it to Reed. Reed catches, shakes one tackle, and now he's headed up left sideline. No, good solid tackling right there by number 12, Jamal Thornhill. Hit him right in the midsection, wrapped him up with both hands, and then dropped him. And that's not an easy tackle to make when you're talking about a Division I football prospect.
No, it looked like Reed was going to be able to shoot that gap and pick up a considerable amount of yardage. Nice job by that young secondary now closing in and preventing that. Gives them third and about 4.
Mm-hmm. Manageable third down yardage, though. 6:30 remaining in the Apple Market third quarter. Tell you a little bit more about Apple Market when we get a chance. Altavista linebacker showing blitz. Receivers left early for Randolph Henry. They were on a different snap count from the offensive line. Everybody on this near side from us took off. Line stayed still. That's a penalty. That'll back Randolph Henry up 5 yards. It makes this third down a little bit tougher to pick up after the ball starts. 8-0, Colonel lead.
And it looked like a jailbreak on this right side. The tight end, the slot receiver, and the wideout, all three broke downfield with clearly 2 counts in front of when the ball was supposed to be snapped.
Yeah, for a split second I just saw them, and I was like, man, what a great break that guy got on that. Shotgun formation again for Randolph Henry, 3rd and 9. Shuford wants to throw, looking over the middle. He's looking for Reed, intercepted, picked off by number 20. That's Mateo Malbeck. Malbeck dropped on the right sideline after about a 5-yard pickup on the interception. So, Brother Michi got a couple interceptions. Mateo says, let me get my hand in on one. Playing the deep center field safety there, just steps in front of the long pass. And it's another interception for the Colonel defense. That's 5 on the night so far, Oscar.
That is the 5th interception tonight. Boy, Mateo Malbeck, the brothers Malbeck, the brothers Johnson, the brothers Thornhill,
Altavista, the team of brotherly love.
The brothers Clark, the brothers. Boy, there's a ton of them.
There is. It's pretty interesting. They need to contact the city of Philadelphia maybe and see about borrowing that slogan, shotgun formation for the Altavista Colonels. Jacob Adams in at quarterback. He's got 3 guys bunched up to his left. Here's the snap. He's going to toss it out to the left. Running play over here. It's number 8. That is Shaheem Pannell. Pannell showcasing some of that speed. Little shake and bake there at the end. He's dropped it to 40. Had a hard time really calling the play-by-play because a bunch of flags came out. I see 2 of them at least, and I think it's on the Colonels. Don't think it's on the Colonels. I know it's on the Colonels. Just a question of what it is. They're backing up. Just going to move it back 5. If he was a false start.
Looks like a motion penalty, and a lot going on. You got a lot of players that haven't played together.
Shaheem Pannell's got the front of his jersey kind of pulled up. It's hard to read his number. He's number 8, sharing the backfield with number 48. That's quarterback Jacob Adams. Adams calling the snap count here, looking for his team to get lined up, and the referees to set the football. 4:35 remaining in the Apple Market third quarter. You know what they say, Oscar, an apple a day. Make sure you stop in at least once a day to the Apple Market in your area. Jacob Adams going to put a man in motion. I think that's Mormon there. He's going to hand it off to Shaheem Fennell. Fennell's been moving the backfield, dropped right around the line of scrimmage there at the 45-yard line, driven back. Forward progress might get him a yard. Probably not going to lose any yards anyway. Tough sledding there for Shaheem Fennell. He made the most of what he had. 4:08 left to play in the Apple Market third quarter. 50-0 is the Colonel lead. No scores yet so far in the second half. Some scoring updates again from some other games. No scoring update from the William Campbell Central Lunenburg game, though. That game was postponed. They had some hard rain. And they're just going to try and play it tomorrow, let things dry out a little bit. 3 receivers to Adams left. Colonels will snap this ball from the far hash mark 45-yard line. Hands to Fennell again. Fennell hits the backfield hard by a host of Randolph Henry defenders. Nothing there. 55, Corey Taylor in on the stop. Christian Reed there as well. And that'll bring up third and long, at least third and 16 for Altavista.
Yeah, this is from a experience perspective. This is good. We're seeing not the main offensive line in, to get some other players in that haven't played together. You've got to get with it. Number one's got an inexperienced starting group on line. It's good to get some of these players in. If you have an injury, Stephen Farmer situation, to get these kids some game experience.
Excellent point. Any games you can get them, the better. Toss play right here for the Altavista Colonels. It'll get it back to maybe the original line of scrimmage, maybe a 1-yard gain. That's Jonathan Montague on the toss play. Just not a whole lot there. Blocking not sound for the Colonels that time. Ball ends up in the middle of the field, 45-yard line again, but it's going to bring up 4th and 15. Colonels will bring out that punting unit again. I guess you can look at this as a positive. At least Walker Allen and the punt crew gets a chance to do their thing. You know, obviously you're going to have to punt at some point this year.
And Coach Sharness is bringing in the special teams. It is the starters. It is the starting special teams. Right thing to do.
Bob's got a Bob in the Talking High School Sports Buffet. Got another score for us here about Galax. Allen hit on the kick. I think the official thinks maybe he was acting just a little bit because no flag comes out. It's a good kick, though. It gets all the way down to about the 20-21-yard line. Ball is down by Stephen Farmer again. It's not Stephen Farmer. He's hurt. Wayne Short was down there. Wayne Short long snapping that one, I believe. So a lot of times you long snap in high school is the first guy down the field. He's the guy that's got to meet the ball at the point of attack. He does that just there. We're under 2 minutes to go now in the Apple Market third quarter. Anyway, as I was saying, the Sports Buffet podcast, like them on Facebook and Twitter, has Galax beating Floyd County 28-14. They're still in the second quarter there, though. So that's Altavista's next opponent. We've got a bye week next week, again, Colonel fans. But after that, Galax comes to Altavista. They're up right now by 2 scores on what's usually a pretty good Floyd County team. Passing play again. This time it's complete to number 12, Damian Dixon for Randolph Henry. He's dragged down by Jacob Adams and also Jamal Thornhill. Pass came over here towards the Randolph Henry bench. And it's going to net them about 4 yards. Second and a long 6, we'll call it.
Clock continues to run. Again, the running clock here. Third quarter's slipped by pretty quickly here.
It really did. We're under a minute to go now. This may end up actually being the last play they get off, but we'll see. Passing play again for Shuford after the play fake. Pass is high, goes over the intended target, ends up around the deep shortstop area there. I mentioned football field shares the space with the baseball field. I like it because it's kind of an old school thing. It used to be, a lot of high schools, that's how everybody did it. You didn't have a ton of room, so put the football field out there in the outfield of a baseball field. And it's pretty neat. Like I said, we're straight away center field. We're right where a camera would be in a pro baseball broadcast. 20 seconds left. They will snap one more play, at least in the third quarter here, Oscar. 50-0 Colonel lead. Passing play for the Statesman. Looking for Reed. It goes high, out of bounds, caught by somebody over there on the Altavista sideline. Just too much air under it. It'll bring up 4th and 6, 6.5. Clock will run out before Randolph Henry gets a chance to punt this. We'll take the timeout with them. Colonels are up big, 50-0 over Randolph Henry. Fourth quarter on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
At First National Bank, we have no service charges on debit cards, and we don't plan to. I'm Courtney Woody, and our local bank offers a variety of accounts for everyone, which will help you bank better and bank for less. First National also has no monthly maintenance fees on free checking, nonprofit, and faith-based checking accounts. If you're worried about your banking fees, contact First National Bank today. We have over 100 years of dependable, low-cost banking. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway post-game show is going to be a Subway celebration show, but we've still got the Apple Market fourth quarter to get through here. Colonels lead big over Randolph Henry, 50-0. And, of course, Oxford, the weekend's here. Don't forget to stop by Main Street, Gateway, or Riverside Apple Market locations after the game. Pick up everything you need to make your weekend perfect. Bobby Rice making her weekend perfect. She was the winner of the Win with Subway. Got herself a foot-long meal deal. Of course, Colonel fans are probably familiar with Robbie Rice.
Boy, she's a diehard. Big supporter. Been doing game tapes for Coach Spencer for a long time.
Yep. She's there's a Colonel game. 97.3% chance she's going to be there. Punting formation for Randolph Henry. Hunter's got his heels on about the 12-yard line. Snap gets back. That's Shuford actually doing the punting. This is a line drive punt. It's actually going to clear Colonel return man's head. That's Shaheem Fidel. He picks it up after a couple bounces. Maybe not the best idea. He is swallowed up by a bunch of Randolph Henry defenders. He did hang on to the football, though, however, so that will pay off, and they'll spot this ball on the Altavista 29-yard line. 11:27 remaining here in the Apple Market fourth quarter. 50-0. Again, big props to our sound engineer, Eleanor Haney, back at home base. Big props to our colleague, Bob Alvis. Good buddy Eric Hall helping us out there down the Gretna way with some things. Executive producer Dave Haney. Wild Bill Collins stopping by on the mic. I still got my J.R. Allen story to tell you.
Of course, Chris Owens.
Oh, yeah.
Sponsoring this streaming live. And a lot of candidates here for the Good Hands player of the game.
There are a lot of candidates for the Chris Owen All-State Good Hands Award. Timeout on the field for Randolph Henry. Let's just keep it here for right now, Oscar. We've taken plenty of timeouts with the scoring and whatnot. J.R. Allen is the assistant baseball coach, all-around good guy here at Randolph Henry, working the clock here tonight. And my last pitching performance in college, I was getting roughed up a little bit. I thought I had good stuff, but I was getting hit around a little bit. And the coach came out there and he had that look in his eye like it was time to go, and he said, "I'm going to get somebody else." And I said, "Coach, just give me one more chance. I can get this guy out. I got this guy out last time I faced him. I struck him out." And the coach said, "Yeah, but Kyle, that was in this very same inning." So, unfortunately, I turned the ball over, and they put JR in the pitch, and he proceeded to strike out the next four guys. You're supposed to ask why he struck out four. He put me in at catcher, and I had to drop third strike. That's why I'll go ahead and fill you in right there. Timeout is over for Randolph Henry, so we'll end the comedy hour for now anyway. Amateur hour.
That's debatable.
Amateur hour.
It's certainly amateur. I don't know about comedy amateur, but it's certainly amateur.
Jacob Adams still in it there at the quarterback spot for the Altavista Colonels. He'll put a man in motion. Going to hand it to his receiver in motion. Wow, it's big number 28 who's got a full head of steam. That's Chancellor Mormon. Mormon didn't see a lot of action in that game last week, but man, he looked pretty imposing coming around that right side there. Turned it upfield for a decent gain.
Listed at 5'10", 165. He certainly looks bigger than 165.
I didn't know if it was just me. Maybe I'm crazy or what. But well, I know I'm crazy, but that might have not been the reason why he looked bigger. 10:15 remaining here in the Apple Market fourth quarter. Actually, gave him about a 9-yard gain. This time they fake it to the receiver. Adams going to keep it himself and roll left. He's got enough for the first down. He's across the 40. He's across the 45. Run out of bounds there at the second base area of the ball field over there on the Altavista sideline. Under 10 minutes to go. Good carry right there from Adams. It may have been supposed to go to Mateo Malback on the wide receiver sweep, but Adams kept it himself and got in right behind Malback.
And we talk about Adams. He certainly has some pedigree with him, too. His brother Rick was a fine pitcher.
Absolutely. Talk about baseball.
A pretty good quarterback.
Certainly a member of that 09 state championship team, and he kind of took over the quarterback reins there second half of the year. Shared it a little bit with Johnny Wimbush, but they sort of use Johnny as an athlete spot a little bit more, maximize his abilities. And, boy, not many guys can throw the ball like Rick Adams could, football or baseball for that matter. Adams, this time the younger version, Jacob, going to keep it himself, just trucking guys across the 50-yard line, dragging some defenders with him. Number 30 finally brought him down. That's C.J. Arizi for Randolph Henry. Give him credit for the tackle. Give Adams credit for another 9-yard carry. That'll make it second and a long one here for Altavista. They lead 50-0. No scoring in the second half, Oscar. Right way around.
Yeah, that's right. The last 3 runs for the Colonels, 7, 9, and 9 yards.
That's solid. That's very solid. But you're talking about some very solid players. Mateo Malbeck going to go in motion behind the quarterback, Adams. There's the snap, chest high. Adams keeps it. Now he's going to pitch it. Pitch goes backwards. That's live football. Malbeck falls on it. Maybe it's still loose. I don't know. Went out of bounds. Official signaling Randolph Henry football. That ball was still loose. A couple out of this players sort of kind of stopped playing there, Oscar. And I know that's not going to make Coach Sharnes happy. I think maybe they just assumed Malbeck had control of the football, and he did not. It's Patterson, I think, recovered the fumble for Randolph Henry.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Patterson did recover it. That's the second turnover for the Colonels.
Yeah, it was an option play. They faked the dive up the middle, and then it was Malbeck and Adams running the option. It looked like Adams was going to keep it. Then he pitched it late. Maybe that threw Mateo off just a bit. And I'm not sure the pitch was ever really on target. Then there was the issue when the ball hit the ground. I think a lot of people thought Mateo was going to recover it, and he did it. Adams, on a stunt coming from the linebacker spot, he will drag the quarterback down. No, he won't. Trey Shuford really just doing a nice job staying on his feet. Adams was coming after him hard. Finally, he is brought down. It's about a 4-yard pickup. I thought Adams was going to drop him at least 5 yards in the backfield.
I did too, and nice job by Shuford getting away from him.
I know he had to sense him coming, and then at one point he felt him coming because Adams was draped on his back. Tyrone Woodruff jumped in there to help out for the Altavista Colonels. Shotgun formation again for Randolph Henry. You know, neither team has gone under center at any point tonight, Oscar. 3 receivers to Shuford's right, 1 back to his right. He wants to pass again. Adams is coming on the blitz again. He hits Shuford hard. Ball gets up in the air. It's in the air. It's intercepted by the Altavista Colonels. One more pick for the Altavista defense. That's number 12, Jamal Thornhill, this time on the INT. Brotherly love again, Oscar. Brotherly love, man. Sorry, I go all late 60s on you.
It's just, I don't recall seeing this many interceptions in the ballgame.
Colonel's defense had a lot of interceptions last year. And, boy, if you have 1 or 2 games like this, they're going to get to that mark again. I think it's 6 on the evening tonight.
That's correct. And there were 27, I think, last year going into the state championship game.
That sounds right. They may have gotten over 30 after that. But we'll check on that. Running play again. This time it's number 15, Jamilion Jones. He got hit hard over by the Randolph Henry sideline. Hopped right up. He was stuck over there by Muri Abalasam.
It's coming back.
It is coming back. Looks like a hold. Busalam there on the hard hit over there on the sideline. Clean hit. He was inbound.
Yeah, and
6 minutes remaining on the Apple Market fourth quarter. Wondering if it's coming back. Not too back. Yeah. A false start on the Altavista Colonels. Going to bring up 1st and 15. Altavista showcasing a lot of different ball carriers, both from the running back spots and the receiver spots. Run those wide receiver sweeps, put a guy in motion, snap it, hand it off to him, and he's gone. Which is a really great play because the receiver's already in full stride, and you time it up just right when he quarterback catches it. The receiver ends up being right there in the same spot. It works out well. They're going to try it again here. They do. They give it to number 15 again. That's Jamilion Jones. This time he's got some more room. Hit hard up around the helmet. Another Randolph Henry player's helmet comes off. Flag will come out late, and I think this time this is going to be on the Statesman. Looks like the tackler there for Randolph Henry wanted to give a little extra as he was getting up to the ball carrier, Jones. Jones didn't react in any way. Good hard running from Jones. Ends up being about a 10-yard pickup by my guesstimation. Got it to the 30. Colonel snapped that one from about the 20. Officials talking it over again. 5:24 remaining here in the Apple Market fourth quarter.
Well, it looks like unsportsmanlike against Randolph. The question will be, will they start off saying no? He's marching it. They're marking off that 15-yard penalty.
Oh, good job by Altavista. Good job by Jones, who's cutting outside. Then he turned it up the alleyway in between the numbers and the hash mark there.
Boy, you know, we've talked about, it's early in the year, and we talked about, you know, this is a very senior-laden team. I'll finish that thought here after this.
Sure. Adams calling out the snap count, looking over the defense. Randolph Henry not showing blitz or anything. Safety's about 10 yards deep. Adams wants to keep it himself, looking off tackle. Nice block from Malback. Now he cuts it back inside, looking for the middle of the field, running hard. He's got 3 guys draped on him. Now some linemen from the Colonels get in there and push. That brings in a nice applause from Randolph Henry. I think probably an equally big applause from the Altavista sideline as well. Good, hard football all the way around there.
Boy, to finish that thought.
Yeah.
Very senior-laden team, but we're starting to see some of the talent, the athletic. The cupboard's not there when this, again, you don't want to look forward, but a lot of young talent. The pipeline's not going to be empty.
That's an excellent point. A lot of young talent that is athletic. They know how to win.
And they're going to learn more about winning as this year goes on from these seniors and juniors.
I was just going to say they've been around, even if it's not the brother combination like it is some of them, they've just been around these older guys who, obviously Coach Sharness has mentioned before, hey, in practice they have fun every now and then, but it's business-like. They get after it, and they really try and get better. The younger guys see that. They follow that lead. Colonels, I believe, going to get flagged for a delay of game. They were taking a lot of time. They were trying to run the clock down as low as they can and then snap and run the play, but I think they ended up taking too much time. 3:58 remaining in the ball game.
Well, and yeah. I totally lost my train of thought. I had a thought, and it's gone. So.
I understand. I lived my entire life that way. 50-yard line is where this football will be snapped from. Near hash mark from us. Adams calls out the snap count. Going to put Mateo Malback in motion. They fake it to him. Adams going to keep it and follow him. Now he's got to bend back. He's about 10 yards in the backfield, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Very close. Actually, check that. He's about 2 or 3 yards short. So that'll be a loss there. 3.5 minutes left to play in the contest here. Don't you go changing. Subway postgame show. We'll find a way to keep things interesting and exciting. And like I said, you never know when Subway can make a repeat appearance. I'm just saying. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to give any false hopes either. I'm just saying that there's always that possibility. Of course, you got the Chris Owen Allstate Insurance Good Hands Award. Highview Highlight will be back. A lot of fun things in the Subway postgame show to stick around. Oh, plus we're going to have some scores from around the area. That'll be always fun, too. Big-time running play right here. The Altavista Colonels. Jonathan Montague, is anybody going to catch him? Wow, he's tracked down from about the 2-yard line. Call it a 53-yard pickup on the running play from Jonathan Montague. Just the old up-the-gut play. Followed that left guard, I believe. And there was not a lot of guys to tackle him. Nuri Absalam came and ran him down for the Statesman, preventing the touchdown. And now it's sort of a pride factor for both teams. This second group for Altavista wants to say, hey, we got in the end zone. And Randolph Henry wants to say, hey, at least we shut them out in the second half. Let's keep them out of the end zone. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to decide it. It's going to be first and goal from, call it 5, Oscar.
That's what it looks like. And you know that these kids practice hard every day. If you coach Sharness, you got to let them try to score.
Right.
You don't want to be in, you don't want to rub things in, but you want these kids to be able to score.
Yep. Handoff goes to Montague again. Drives right up the back of his own lineman. I think he's close to that goal line. No signal just yet. They're going to mark him a little bit short. Call it second and goal now.
Looks like he got down about the 2-yard line. And if he does get in, there's not going to be probably anybody more excited than his brother Donovan.
That's right. No, you make a great point. Coach Sharness, I think, would definitely agree. These guys practice hard all week long. It's not running the score up. It's just giving them a chance to score. And I would say it's probably even more of a slap in the face if you just take a knee at this one.
Yeah,
if you're in the middle of the field, maybe you take a knee then, but you don't get down this close and take the knee.
That's an age-old debate.
Mm-hmm. Adams going to go under center for the first time tonight. Could be a quarterback sneak. I think he was taking a knee. It did look like he tried to jump forward and get in the end zone. So that'll be an interesting one. Remind me to bring that up in 2 weeks on the Subway pregame show. Adams did look like he was taking a knee. He didn't take the traditional step back. He just sort of fell over. But maybe the snap wasn't clean and he had to protect it. They're going to go over to the sideline here. Everybody's going to come over and talk to Coach Sharnis. We've got 1 minute left to play in the ball game. Talking to everybody. Well, everybody that's on the field, that is, right now.
Well, and we haven't made the point yet this year, but the Colonels are doing something a little bit different this year with the play calling. Last year, Thornhill and Donovan, whoever was quarterback, would go over to the sideline to get the play and come back to the center of the field. They're signaling them in from the sideline now.
Right.
Certainly that's going to save Juan's legs.
Yep. I think just one delay game penalty tonight, and that might have been with intent. There's the second kneel down. That'll end the football game. So, classy move there by Coach Mike Sharnis. I know those guys wanted to get in the end zone, but they couldn't do it. And that is where we will end this contest. 50-0. Altavista over Randolph Henry. Subway postgame show when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
Apple Auto Glass is your windshield repair and replacement center in Lynchburg. You get a free car wash with all windshields replaced in the shop. Apple Auto Glass wants the fans to enjoy the boys of fall this high school football season.
When I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass, I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pads, where the boys of fall.
Apple Auto Glass salutes the boys of fall.
Relax on the road this fall with the peace of mind you get from Michelin Tires. Because from August 25th through September 21st, you can get $70 via MasterCard reward card after submission when you buy any set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires, including the new Michelin Premier All-Season Tire.
See Calvin, Stanley, and Frankie at Perkins Tire and Auto Center, Highway 29, Chatham. Call 432-1100.
See redemption form for complete offer details. Offer expires 9/21/14. Void where prohibited. Reward card issued by U.S. Bank pursuant to license from MasterCard International Incorporated.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
How bad is it, Doctor?
We've done all we can. Your heat pump's not gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We'll call Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, 332-2600. With over 60 years experience, they'll have us comfortable again in no time.
I recommend Select Air to all my patients. Call 332-2600 or visit selectairmechanical.com. They can handle all your home comfort needs, and they're an authorized train dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show has arrived. It took a little while. A lot of Altavista scoring had a bunch to do with that. They win this one over Randolph Henry 50-0. Oscar, most of the action took place in the first half there. A few things maybe to talk about in the second half, and certainly we could talk about the little ending there, should the Colonels have taken a knee or not. Classy move. I don't think you can fault Coach Sharnis either way. If you try and score, or if you do take the knee, I don't. It's not an enviable position to be in, because you certainly don't want to take the ball out of those guys' hands. But remind me to ask him about that in the pregame.
No, and I think you're absolutely right. A long run by Jonathan to get down to the 5-yard line looked like he should be able to get to the end zone from there. You can't fault him from striking from that kind of distance, but when you get down and you're leading 50-0, and it was 50-0 at the half. Let's face it.
Yeah.
The starters played. The only play the starters got in the second half was on the punts.
Right.
Classy thing I think to do by Sharnis. Again, it's hard to call off a kid who's in practice every day. The Jamal Thornhills and the Jonathan Montagues that do that week in and week out. But again, class act, right thing to do.
Yeah, and I think, I'll finalize it tonight with this. A guy that has 3 state championships to his credit, a guy that has the respect that Coach Sharnis has around not only from parents but other coaches, guys like us. I'm not going to fault him either way. I'm not going to ever second guess a guy that certainly has forgotten more football than most of us will ever know. Colonels are not going to forget this effort, I don't think, for a while. They got the bye week. Obviously, everybody's going to be focused on the game after that, but I think they'll enjoy this for a little bit. 50-0 victory. We'll enjoy it a little bit, too, here on the Subway postgame show. Another time out. We'll come back with a Highview highlight, maybe some stats, wrap things up, and call it a night here from Charlotte Courthouse. Altavista gets the victory, 50-0 over Randolph Henry. You heard it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
Our thanks to these members of the KD Country Sports Club.
El Cerrito in Altavista. Throw on a sombrero. Shake your maracas. It's El Cerrito time. Authentic Mexican cuisine only at El Cerrito.
Robertson Auto Sales, Lynchburg. Dealers with a passion for great quality pre-owned vehicles. We love cars and trucks, and it shows in our inventory.
Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, going above and beyond the courtroom. Your choice for any and all legal advice. Serving Altavista, Lynchburg, and Roanoke areas.
One Stop Mart, Main Street, Altavista, where the gas is cheap, beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
Mad Biddy's Antiques, 105 Wood Lane, just off of Main Street. Come find what you didn't know you were looking for.
Dairy Freeze, serving ice cream, yogurt, fries, hamburger, hot dogs, and fresh chili since 1961 from their Main Street location. At English's Hardware Supply, look for the National Hardware Center. There you'll find a wide array of hardware items for your home, like storm and screen door latches and closers. National also has replacement strike plates for your storm and screen doors. For backyard security, the National Hardware Center has gate hasps, latch, and padlocks. And there's much more from National and Stanley.
English's is your complete home center.
Look for National at English's Building Supply in Altavista.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show returns. We're starting to put the finishing touches on the fans filing out here from Randolph, Henry. It was a good atmosphere here tonight for high school football. Like we said, Oscar, maybe a little warmer than we wanted it, but overall, it's a good product that the Randolph Henry administration and everybody puts together out here.
Well, let's give some credit. You know, number one, the band here is always good. They did a great job, great performance at halftime. The fans, nobody left.
Right.
They stayed through, supported this team. They've got a lot of work to do. They're going to beat a couple teams this year.
Agreed. Yeah. No, I agree with that. You saw Coach Jay Cole. He had his team playing with fire and with fight all game. That's hard to do when you get down so much early like they did. But they toughed it out, and you got to give credit to the other sideline as well. Coach Mike Revis, defensive coordinator, had a great game plan as always. Subway's always got a great game plan, particularly in September. Bunch of great deals abound.
Love that.
I love saying September. Italian BMT, your $5 footlong, and the $3 select is memory slipping on me now. Where's Robert Duff when I need him? I believe it's the chicken teriyaki.
That's correct.
Is that correct? Thank you.
Right.
Good save there, Oscar. Before we get into the high view highlights here, let me try and recap the scoring just a little bit. Yardage is probably not too important, Oscar, but I'll try and run down who got in the end zone, who got the scores. Juan Thornhill with a passing and a rushing touchdown. He threw it to Demetrius Johnson. That was a 20-yarder, I believe. Demetrius Johnson also had an interception return for a touchdown. Malback had an interception return for a touchdown. Michi Malback, that is. Brother Mateo had an interception but didn't house it. Here we go. Destin Brown with a 25-yard interception return for a touchdown. Juan Thornhill on the 2-point conversion. It was a bad snap there, and he took off and ran for it. 16-yard Juan Thornhill run. The Malback interception return came next. Walker Allen booted a 26-yard field goal. Then the Demetrius Johnson interception. Clydell Moon got in the end zone from 2 yards out. That was the one that I wasn't remembering. I was thinking about the one they got wiped off for holding that they took away from Clydell, but he did get in the end zone as well. And there were some other interceptions in there, too.
Malback with another pick six. He had 2 pick six tonight.
Wow. See, when you get so many, hey, that's all I'm going to say. That Altavista defense was superb. And that leads us right into the high view highlights. They'll involve some of those interceptions. Let me remind you again, next Friday, join us over there at Highview Motors GMC. El Capritos is going to be in town. Got a mobile unit. They're going to serve up some fantastic Mexican food. You know, oldest Mexican restaurant in Lynchburg, and there's a reason for that. It's been in business for a while. They do things right. It's great food, great service. Can't eat at Subway all the time. So come on out, check us out at Highview Motors this Friday. Our live broadcast will be from 11:30 to 1:30, Oscar.
Yeah, and it's time really. I'm going to do a shout out. I want you to be thinking about your Chris Owen State Farm. You're in good hands. Player of the game. Shout out South Carolina, to Cindy, Baker, and Elizabeth. Thanks, you guys, for listening. Let's go with Randolph first.
Yeah, Good Hands Player of the Game, brought to you by Chris Owen, your All-State agent in Lynchburg. Randolph Henry, Good Hands Award for me. You know, I'm going to go an interesting direction. I'm going to go with the guy that came in and played quarterback after the starter, Logan Moon. I'm going to go with Trey Shuford. He stood in there, he took some shots, he ran the ball, did the best he could with the hand he was dealt. He tried to get it to the playmaker, Joe Reed, as much as possible. So I'm going to go that direction for them.
I'm going to concur because Logan got hurt.
Yeah.
He took a blow, landed on his shoulder, didn't want to come out of the game. Coaches pulled him out. Immediately came out of his jersey, and he was done for the game. So I'm going to concur.
Yeah, it's a long year. I mean, there's no point in ending it, you know, going back in there forcing an injury tonight. The Good Hands Award for the Altavista Colonels. A lot of different directions you could go. You could pick the entire defense. I'm gonna go with Demetrius Johnson. Oh, he had an underrated game. He had the interception return for a touchdown, and he caught a touchdown pass.
Well, and you know, I like that pick. Let's face it. Last year, Demetrius in that situation on the offensive play, he showed a couple times he would drop that play wide open, get his mindset on the end zone, would start to run before he caught the ball. He looked it in, cradled it, got into the end zone. Nice job. I got to go with Michi Malbeck. 2 pick sixes in one game.
Yeah, you're right.
For me, that exemplifies the Good Hands Award.
Very good point. Another shout-out here right before we get to the Highview highlight. Sam Whiteside, kicker from a few years ago for the Altavista Colonels. You remember he was from over there in England, and he had to go back early, and we hear that he's a big fan. He still listens. He misses those Friday night lights. He said there's just nothing quite like that over there. Going to catch up with him more when we get a little more intel, a little more info, but he checked in with us on Facebook, and we do need to mention him. I don't know if he's listening right now. Maybe he'll listen to it later on YouTube.
Well, you know, the word is that he has been listening, and keep in mind there's a 5-hour time difference, so 7 o'clock kickoff for him is midnight. Well, you were young once. You were out at midnight listening to high school football games, right? Something like that. Let's wrap it up. Before we do our sponsors, we've got to do the Highview highlight. Here it is. Highview highlights brought to you by Highview Motors, GMC, small to tall. Highview has it all. Take it away. The throw over that right side. Malbeck got the interception, just stepped in front of the receiver. He's got some blockers on his way to the end zone. Doesn't need them. Touchdown, Michi Malbeck. The interception return from about 30 yards out. One guy had a chance to tackle him, but after that, he didn't even need those blockers, Oscar. Number 1, Malbeck gets in the end zone for 6.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
And we're back. Highview highlights right there, Oscar. Impressive stuff. We're so glad we could include that. And again, our fantastic award-winning sound engineer, Eleanor Haney, really the one that makes it all possible. And there's people that make our broadcast possible.
Well, they absolutely do. In addition to Highview, we need to thank these sponsors. And when you're at home, when you're in Altavista, when you go in and support these people, let them know that you listen to the broadcast, you appreciate them, help bring this back into your home. So you maybe not have to make this hour and 15-minute trip down here. So First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. Finch & Finch Funeral Information Services, a family serving families since 1905. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Fellers Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place for family and friends to dine. English's Building Supply, featuring national hardware, locks, and latches. Tyree Little Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. Highview Motors GMC, from small to tall, Highview Motors has it all. Apple Auto Glass, get a free car wash when you have a new windshield installed. Apple Markets, check out their weekly specials at area locations. Select their mechanical and electrical, your authorized train dealer. Perkins Tire and Auto Service, Highway 29 Chatham. Call for free pickup and delivery.
There you go, me. Of course, the live streaming internet broadcast, like KDCountry.com, or perhaps use the TuneIn app, brought to you by Chris Owen, your Allstate insurance agent in Lynchburg, Timberlake Road. Easy for me to say. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. That's going to wrap it up for us. Big win here tonight for the Altavista Colonels. 50-0 was the margin. Again, bye week next week, but don't forget about El Cabrito's at lunchtime over there at Highview Motors. Don't forget about North Halifax Volunteer Fire Department Marathon. Tomorrow we'll be there. Come check us out. Take a call, make a donation. You can hear some songs you haven't heard in a while. Tomorrow, that'll wrap it up for us. Colonels, big win on the road here against Randolph Henry. 50-0. You heard it all live on 105.5 KD Country.